Almost here as we get set for the meeting minutes from the last FOMC meeting. Remember, the next one, if we're looking ahead, isn't going to come until February. So this should give us a look at not only what happened as far as the vote is concerned last month, but how they were thinking going into the next meeting. So we get jobs data coming up on Friday. We get CPI next week as well. So it's going to be a jam-packed rest of this week and next. Here is a look at where this should come in here in under 1 minute to go as we wait for these meetings to come in. So this will populate with all of the quotes. We'll sift through that as quickly as we can, and we'll get you over to the guys for the reaction. So there they are. So these are all the comments coming through right now. I'll sift through this, guys. We'll get the reaction from Neil and Shawn.
Yo, what up? Yeah, so we'll get the comments. We're going to watch out for this market right now. Trying to tick a little bit lower here. We just went into a new position, short Alibaba off 103. Finally broke a little bit lower here on Alibaba. So I took that short. It's been a huge move. Upside. Welcome back to the show, guys, by the way. Great, absolutely great midday show. Now the market's starting to rip. So completely other turn here for this.
What a reverse.
We have our outs, but the reversal is on.
Yeah, I just got some more shares short of a firm here in front of 10. That's been a good level. I just wanted to have something in front of resistance, but now you're starting to scream back into the upside. Can't let these highs get taken out. I got BOVESPA from earlier and CRM still in front of 140, but I'm looking at Meta. I want something exposed to the long side. Meta broke VWAP right before this number came out here. If it can hold it on the back end, I might look for that one to go long. It's been relatively strong throughout the entire day.
Man.
Wow, this is starting to really accelerate.
Yeah, we're starting to get to the upside here as, you know, that's the problem when you're playing these numbers, honestly. Like, it's, you know, they're not even a number, but these economic releases, et cetera, is because it just gets wild. And you got to make sure that you're watching your levels, make sure you have the right calls on. And you know, my stop here for Alibaba is at this this high right here, 103.60. So, I mean, if it goes back to the upside, sure, fine. But now it's coming back in. We're short at 04. So it's not, you know, so far not so great, but let's see what happens here. Maybe it pulls back a little bit. We're $1 in the money on Microsoft. We'll talk more about that and why we got into that rate there. But yeah, so far here, decent little report there. We don't have it. Brandon's going to come with some of the details there because, again, it's not like minus 4.5. It's a written down thing. So we're going to wait to see. We just got out of some BOVESPA there. We're short at 103.10 right now. Let's see if we can't make a win out of this trade.
Like, look at the crazy whipsaw. I just got a reload on CRM at 139.80 when that number came out. It's right back into VWAP. I'm going to take some profit out here because if I'm going to hold Meta 30, 40 pennies against me, I better take CRM out when it goes 50 pennies for me. So, Brendo, what do you got for us?
Guys, there's not much that's different here. The one comment that looks to be causing a positive move here is that most participants agreed that the Fed had already made significant progress in moving to a sufficiently restrictive rate. They're still targeting 2%. They still see more rate hikes to come. All of these comments we heard in the last meeting. I'll keep reading here.
Yeah, so look, I just saw a huge reversal. When I see wick tops on every stock I look at, I'm out of Meta. I just think the short's going to be the way to go here.
We printed
and if we
now.
can add to these, I think it's going to make some sense. BOVESPA's now $1 in the money.
Ooh.
Tesla just dropped $2 off the highs. I got to see where Netflix is at because Netflix was screaming, Netflix is at 305. If that was anywhere close to 310, it'd be worth it. CRM just gave me 138. That already ran $1.20. What the actual?
Yeah, things are starting to fall down here.
We're falling off now. We're really falling off.
Bob is not really falling off, but what we have right now is we have a monster move down in Microsoft, man. We are short $3 in the money on Microsoft. We took this right at the joint. Let's go to Brendan quickly.
Participants welcomed the October and November inflation declines, but agreed that it would take substantially more evidence of progress to be confident of a sustained downward path for inflation. So that was the downward move there.
Yeah,
more evidence.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's just not working?
Ooh, no, we don't have our board. They're working on that.
Well, I was doing the flush down the toilet there because
let's go.
Yeah, I just got some VWAP and some 975s on a firm, so 10 to 75. BOVESPA was just churning there. Looks like we're able to get. Watch him on the bid here at 101.50. I want this one to go further. It was CRM that had a huge flush. Like, I'm out of CRM because it came all the way back into 138.50. So we'll hold on to the two that we got. This market has made a huge reversal. I got to look at some chip names as well because I know Micron. I was about to say Micron was overbought. Micron was super strong. Micron's up 7%, by the way. and it's like at 50 pennies from the high. I think this got a little bit far away from itself, and this can be shorted on the way back to the upside. So anything with hard resistance that made a huge top, that's why I want to look for some reloads. We'll check some of these other, I guess, Chinese ADRs, because I think there were a lot of opportunities up there. Brendo?
They're saying all the right things here, guys. They're suggesting that they want to communicate the message that a slowdown in rate hikes, remember, everyone's looking for a quarter point at the next meeting, is not an indication that they think inflation is actually under control. Participants also indicated that upside inflation risk remain a key factor in shaping policy going forward. So they're saying all the right things once again.
I just want to say, like, just because those shorts happen to pay off, that doesn't mean I'm happy with what y'all did to me at the midday show, okay? I love all of you. I love the fact that we got the likes and the record likes, but you didn't have to do me like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they really didn't have to.
You didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to, but they did. Yeah, well, we got it started. We got it started real early. I mean, we had those likes going and rocking early, and I want to thank everybody.
I actually didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think you'd get
5,000 is a lot, man. I want to thank everybody for
that.
that 5,000 like mark. And now Neil will be eating one of those deadly chips. But the thing is, Fahad is also interested in that, and Fahad came out with a very interesting thing.
Fahad.
He said that he is going to not even change his facial expression upon eating said chip. So
okay, man.
To hell he won't is
But
right.
look,
I heard you say that. I'm saying it publicly. That chip is supposed to be nasty.
I probably shouldn't have talked as much trash as I did, but
wow,
I'll tell you this right
up.
now. I will absolutely. I'm not a hero. Like I do think that is going to be some pain, but we'll live through it. If this market comes back to the tops, I think shorting on the way back upside is going to make some sense. So we're getting to 103.50, where there was a little bit of sideways action on Alibaba. I want to take my shot getting a reload. I just think this is good all the way to 104, at least the short is. I want to say the same thing about shorting a firm at the top. I don't know where Microsoft is. I wanted to double check on that.
Microsoft ripped back up. It was $3 in the money, now $1.50 in the money.
Oh, it's still, yeah, that's 228 though. That's nowhere near 230.
No, we're still short 230 here on Microsoft, but it did. I mean, it was all the way down to 226.50 there. Like what? All right, Brendan
again.
People indicating here, guys, the simple fact that these minutes really have no indication within them as to what they plan on doing in February whatsoever. So that led me to this. Here's the Fed funds tool back to 69%. Remember, we're at 4.25 right now, so this is 450 to 475, which would indicate the quarter point hike back to 69 versus 30% on the half.
Okay, I mean,
okay. So yeah, we'll see what this market does with those updated numbers there. I don't know, man. We had, and here it goes. I was gonna say I feel like that's definitely gonna come out Alibaba, so it did just right there. We'll be flat on that trade. Took winners. Came right back up, got out. We were out of about 30%. No, we had about 30% left. We just put on another position. Then it just did that dance one more time. So we'll continue to watch everything here. I'm not, not super nervous about anything, of course, but we're going to continue to watch it, right? So Alibaba there, looking for some more shorts. I mean, we just faded off that level. I feel like I can get back into Alibaba now that we've ran that, but it's a strong name. Do we really want to short a strong name? No. So that's why I'm going to go over to Microsoft again and have a quick look as it's starting to fade down again now as well. It was almost a reload there, but like we said, when you're dealing with economic numbers and stuff like that and releases, it's very dangerous to start like basing your decisions on some of these lines, because next thing you know, man, you're going to get blown out. Like it just takes someone to read something or to, figure it all out, and then boom, they're like, wow, all right, they turn the machines on, and then it's upside, upside, upside. Those machines got turned on pretty good today on Apple and Microsoft. Microsoft to the downside, Apple to the upside. There, we can check back in on Tesla. What's that doing? So there you go, Tesla up to 114 on that. Like, this is why you got to be patient. Up to 114.30 on the release, down to 112, back to 113.50, down to 112.50 again. So here we go. Hopefully this market will fade out a little bit here to close out. But I'm not going back into that Alibaba. That was fun, but not that fun.
Yeah, I still like it to 104. I did get a small reload to get 60s in, and NVIDIA is another name that I look at 148 on NVIDIA here. Wick top through 48. That just seems pretty solid. It was a pre-market. Not pre-market, it was an opening range top as well. So that looks like a decent level. I'm just looking for things that I can fade off the top where I know I'm going to be okay. I mean, a firm, it's not quite, like a firm off 10, I can't short 990. That doesn't quite work. It's going 10 to 75, so I need to be like 95 to 10 even. That's going to make sense. I can take that one, but I want to look at something else. Like I know Silvergate was I want to say this is overextended. It's up 25%, but it's so badly beaten up. And I'm looking at this 22 level. I'll check coin in a second, but this is the first thing that came to my mind where there might be a decent short off of these highs because the market's really rolling over here. And I just feel like if we don't hold at 11,000 on the NASDAQ, we're pretty close to being able to go red. And after the strength that we saw today, the way that we got off that bottom, if we go red today, I just can't see us holding up that well going into the close. So I'm going to go for Silvergate here. Maybe coin's better, but this is the one I had my eyeballs on for most of the day. Just an update. I know some people are asking what time am I doing the chip. The estimated delivery on the Packy chip is Friday. So it looks like we'll be replacing something that I think is fun with something that you guys will think is fun on Friday at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're going to do it at the end of the show. There's no way in hell
I can't trade while I'm doing it. It's impossible.
That's not going to be reasonable. So, yeah, good call on that one. Okay, Microsoft definitely retracing back down. So far, so good here on Softy as that's come back down a little bit as well, right back down to the lows. Debating taking this out. We did start a new trade-off as well right here, shorting AMD. You know, I just go back to the well all the time, right? And like that's what we're doing here with Advanced Micro. So hopefully it can continue to the downside as it's instantly in the money, that 20 cents. But I mean, Microsoft's been the weak horse here, and there it is to the downside right now, $3 now with the money on Microsoft. Just probably going to get it out this time at 226. Let's just see. But the market is coming in. I mean, what if we do turn red? Maybe we do have a bigger winner here than we think. So, you know, Microsoft bouncing off 227. That looks like a decent out, man. I think we're going to take it. I'm going to put a bid down there. With all this kind of stuff, it's like we don't need to sit here and let them figure it out. If we already have the winner on board, I feel like, you know, we've already come down to this 227 there. We've bounced off of it a couple times here. Microsoft's already down 5%. Forget it. I mean, I'm just going to take this out right now and put this 250 in my pocket. What's up, Brendan?
Worthy, the decision going back to the December meeting was unanimous, so all officials voting in favor. Remember, of the quarter point, suggesting that going forward they're going to do the same, remain on smaller increases to control inflation. But again, they said that doesn't mean they think that inflation is under control, which obviously it's not. Their still objective is 2% down here. This line was kind of interesting as well. The minutes put a premium on explaining exactly what I just said. Smaller rate increases do not necessarily mean that they're done. So that's really a wrap, guys, as far as the minutes are concerned.
And that's a wrap.
Okay. It's a wrap, yeah, the good kind. When they're done, and look, it wasn't
that's a
groundbreaking.
Mac snack wrap.
Snack wrap?
They used to have those at McDonald's. They used to have like a Big
that.
Mac snack wrap, but they don't have that here anymore.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what was delicious? We had member of our team brought in some Cinnabons that were homemade today. I only had one. I'm very proud of myself because
those are homemade? I didn't have any of those.
I told you I was very likely to eat like 2 or 3 of them, so I'm pretty proud of myself that I only had one Cinnabon.
Nice.
And sorry, I said Cinnabon, but they're like homemade cinnamon, cinnamon buns. I'm gonna get some out of. If we get 103.25 here, I'm just looking at the channel that we're making in BABA because if I want to reload closer to 104, if I can get something in the quarter range, I'm going to go ahead and take that. Silvergate, not really moving yet. I just got into it, so I'll let that one marinate a little bit. Coinbase was already at VWAP. So when I said I liked Silvergate to short off the top, yeah, Coinbase is weak, but I'm not sure where my out was going to be if I got into Coinbase. And that's why I kind of picked Silvergate, which I felt was a little bit top heavy. We'll see. We'll see how that one plays out. Maybe I'm wrong about it. But looking at some of the other Chinese ADRs, which I promised I would, not BABA, but JD.com, 14%. If you think BABA's strong, this is just as strong, if not stronger. But it's so far away from the tops, it's just sitting in no man's land. So I just feel like this one's also gotten away from things a little bit here. There's no need to diddle in the middle or trade at a price level that's insignificant. So if I get something in the chip space, I feel like it has to be NVIDIA either holding VWAP or up that 148. And then the other one, of course, we talked about Micron. Micron holding up the top. If I can get something short off the highs, I'm going to go for it. I just not really feeling us breaking out through the top there. Feels a little bit unlikely. I mean, we've had a strong move already, but each time we've been able to get some of these shorts off good levels, they've made sense. And CRM, I will get back into it. You know, that's been pretty gold, being able to short in front of that 140 level a couple of times there. We had it before the number came out, and then we had it when the number came out in front of 140. If it goes anywhere near that number, I think we'll just go ahead and take that again. It's been pretty gold shorting resistance on CRM all day.
Yeah, for sure. We're sort of starting to build into some same kind of strategy. So we did take, we still have a piece, but we did take something out at that 227. We got like 227.20s or so there on Microsoft, but definitely being able to try to hold this into the close, not into the close, but maybe into the close as we wait to see what's rallying around. I did take some more short here as AMD went basically right back to that VWAP there, right back into 50 period or so. That's going to be where we're looking to get something out. We just got a bid there at 51, I believe. You see the tick coming right now. I just have pending bids here, so if it does come down, let me put another one there, because I got to reload, right? So I'll put something in the mid-40s, and then I'm at 41. But AMD against some levels here, because now, I said you don't really necessarily want to trade off levels, but right now it makes sense. You might as well start hitting off some levels now, because you know, the news is out, and people are going through it like Brendan was, and have assessed the minutes. So we're going to wait to see here what does happen. But here we go. AMD, we're short at 62. We're short softy at 230, basically $2 in the money on this one. Took a piece out, which I think was a good move. But until we get back above this 50 period, you know, the trend's still to the downside here. This is what the NASDAQ's looking like. Although we got that bump, you know, it's still hanging out below, still like, you know, near some key levels here. So let's just see if it can hold it. I do like this trade though.
Yeah, and that's sort of the thing. Make sure you like the trade that you're talking about, or that you're entering into. Of course, if we're talking about trades that we're into. Kala, I was just in this right before. I want to get to this before. We're going to do trade of the day and all that stuff as well, but I wanted to get into this because I was just trading this. Like right before we came back on, I was in that consolidation long in front of 50, I think with Luca. I think with maybe Sharif was in it as well, but that broke down that 50 level and somehow manages not to halt down. It holds 42. It's now giving another consolidation. If it starts holding out here, I might go for this at like a 44, maybe 44.5 with a tight stop. I don't think I want to take too many swings on it, but when there's room to the upside and it's as strong as it's been, I do want to at least give it at least one other shot to try that long. Not going to sit on the bid just yet, but I'm getting pretty close to liking this one more time. I know there's other things moving out there. Mullen's making another one of its sort of runs to the upside. It has caught my attention, at least a little bit. But I need to see, come on, daily chart. There we go. If this does make a press into 34, like that's been the level, and I think that can be shorted. Now it wants to zoom way too far. I'll go to this chart. If it tries to make a press to 34 and fails that, you got a double top up here right at 33. That would set it up for a pop and fade, which is still the first look I want would be pops and fades here. We'll see if they end up working out, but Mullen's on my list as well. It's actually right at 33 or close to it as we speak.
I just realized I had the wrong chat up. I had the chat up from
the
morning
midday.
shows. Yeah,
Oh,
midday and morning. Well, same chat.
Same
Right?
thing.
But yeah, it looks like we are about to
Oh,
get
no, I
stopped
got
out right
stopped
now on AMD. A break of 85. We're gone right now. So it's like we're right there right now. Oh, we did get stopped out. Okay, so it did break 85. Well, there it goes right now. So, oh, we don't have these fixed. No. So we will flush ourselves down the toilet right there for that one. The market took off to the upside. So good job getting out something there of Microsoft, because it's now up $1 from where we decided to get out. But AMD definitely ripping to the upside right here. Again, more aggressive than the market. Just thought if the market wanted to go down, we've really hit AMD real well lately. So I don't have any problems at all with what we just did there on AMD. Like literally nothing. So my next opportunity, of course, I think should be to be patient now into Microsoft again. Like this name hit huge move up right now, getting close to a possible reload, but I don't even want to do that. I want to wait for up here, man. If we can get to 229.50, I know it's $1 away, but there is something, you know, about waiting here, especially with the way this market's moving. Look at Apple. Apple like went all the way up to almost 128.50 and then just pulled back. Apple, a name to watch out for as well here.
Yeah, I just got into Micron. Super strong Micron up here. There was just that big spike. I know there's that wick up there, down there. That's kind of frustrating. It'd be nice if it printed 50 when I'm short, but it's challenging the high of the day right now. And I've got about 10 cents worth of wiggle room here, maybe 15 tops, and then we're going to have to stop out. Alibaba just took the top off, so after all of that, I was actually long Alibaba. We're going to talk about that in a second off 101, but it just took out the high of the day. I don't think I want to reload this breaking tops. If this continues to run higher, I think I'd rather look at JD because it's not at its high of the day just yet. So the only two positions left are going to be Affirm and Micron. If there is a sustained rally in the Chinese ADRs, JD, I feel like that's going to be a better shot off of 67 as opposed to just shorting thin air on Alibaba. Micron, I just want to manage some orders here on Micron because that move, there was a huge spike up. It's kind of hard to see because you have that wick, but that was a pretty significant spike. It was chilling out at 54, and in one shot, we were up at the high of the day. And a lot of times when you get that kind of action, the first move back down, you want to get something on that snap back because when there's that much buying, a lot of times, like that first move down, some buyers that maybe didn't get everything they wanted are likely to step right back in and you can be back at the high of the day. So if I can scalp some out for like a quick 10 pennies and then reload at a better price, I'll go ahead and do that on Micron.
Yeah, it's funny because we're both looking at the chip names right now. I just got right back into AMD, and again, we've done well on it. I mean, and this is the thing, like, you have to understand, Neil and I will get in and out of some positions. So, we'll make a little bit of money on the short, then we get taken out there. Now we're going to re-engage it. We just took another offer. Oh, no, I'm waiting for 99s. Okay. It doesn't really matter. We're probably going to get filled now anyways as this market continues to blast higher here. So, shorting into this Fed minutes, not great. That's pretty good idea, I think. Like, if the market's going to rally into a Fed minute like that, then I feel like, they didn't really say anything. Maybe, we could take, Brendan will have it, but I wonder if the Fed rate tools even changed even more now. It's sustaining this move to the high side. We could check out what the dollar's doing maybe. That could be some sort of an effect, but I'm going to go short AMD because it got back to the levels here that I don't mind, right? Like, right into here. Forget about what happened off the open. This happens every day, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. It's more looking at this little top here because off the open, we got as high as 65.40 on a retrace, and right there, we got as high as 65.20. And then we came back up again, it was 65.10. So I feel like we're drifting down now. So hopefully higher, like a low, that's a high. So if we go high, lower high, lower high, lower high again. Now let's take a look at what just happened right here at 65.05. So that's what I'm doing here. We're short. It's not a huge short, not like a monster position here or anything like that. Would much rather get, a little bit better with it around this 65.10. So if we get to 65.10, then I'm just going to say, hey, if we break this high right there, then that's kind of confirming that boom, boom, boom. These are all bad. So let's wait for that. 65.20 is what we're waiting for on AMD. Yeah, Baba's a savage. What do you want to do, Trader Gorno? What's a ticking time bomb? This market? Yeah, you might be right about that. It feels like there's a lot of pent-up demand for shares because it's like you always get that feeling that you might have missed the bottom, right? And I feel like that's always one of those things that when you finally get some good economic news, I guess we just got from those minutes there, like risk of inflation accelerating faster than anticipated was a key factor in shaping policy I'm seeing from the Wall Street Journal. So I don't know. We'll wait to see. Dollar index edges higher after Fed meeting. So, that's interesting as well. Here comes AMD. Nice move down, man. As I sit there and talk, yes, sir. Oh, I hit the button. We don't work that again. Okay, nice move down, man. We are now 20 cents, we were 20 cents, now 13 cents in the money here for AMD as we continue to make a new move down here. We just took that short, flats. You see where we're short here? 64.90. Let's just get some more bids. It's bouncing around 78. I'll put a bid there. Take it if it flushes down a little bit. You know, it's not. Let's punch out at... We missed it. There it is. Okay, we got an 81. Now we'll wait for 78. Give me that. There it is. Yes, sir. Nice little, come on, let's go. Downside moves, here we go. Remember, we're short at O's. Our out was going to be 20. So we're already sort of at that 1-to-1. We're actually almost at 1.5-to-1 right now. As it pushing down, we are at the highest spot we've been at all day. So let's go. I'll manually do the sirens because we don't have them right now as we're starting to blast off. So, wow, nice move for AMD. Okay. Wow, that was fun there. I was just, trading a little bit of advanced micro devices, if you're wondering. All right, let's go over to the big desk with Brendan.
Yeah, working our way back to the downside is the overall market, along with some of the chip names. I just noticed some retailers having quite the day. Macy's up 7% right now. Crazy. We'll take a quick break here and talk about a few things that we were discussing in the pre-market. Neil's going to start us off with a look at one of his trades from this morning.
Thank you very much. Trade of the day brought to you by Day Trade the World. As always, Alibaba. Yeah, Ant was in the news this morning, of course, getting to expand their credit book. And the regulators taking their foot off the pedal and opening things up for them. Baba still holds a significant portion of Ant, and so that investment going to look a little bit better. The IPO didn't go their way. Starting with a higher time frame here, you did have a nice channel breaking out on the daily chart. So this is 97, and you can see that top at 97, and then 100 is a psychological level. So I came in and said 97 and 100, I'm not doing anything away from those two price areas. When you weren't breaking 97 at the bottom here, I was really thinking such a gap to be filled. If it did take out 97, I wanted the short. I wasn't looking for the long off 97. If anything, I was reserving that for the breakout at 100. Would have been great if I had longed at 97. But once we got to 100, that was the only level I wanted to be short in front of it. Took some scalp trades in front of that 100 level. And it looked a few times like it wanted to go. But look at the barcoding action. And this is sometimes a bit of a sign. When it's rejecting a level like that, and there's never a significant pullback, you know, maybe you take 1-2 shots at it. I got a little bit aggressive and started to feel pretty confident when it would run stops at the high and then couldn't break through. Eventually, if you can't beat them, join them. We talked about this. There are some levels where you do want to have a reversal. It's good for a stop. It's good for a reversal as well. That 100 since the beginning of the day was going to be a reverse into the long side for me. It kept on trying. There's one break of 100. Actually got stopped out. It couldn't take 99.80. So quick break, doesn't go, can't even retrace 20 cents. That's a strong move. That's the same thing it was doing on the way up around 99.60, 99.70. Once I saw that, I'm just telling myself, how could it trap longs on 100 and not retrace after it's up this much? It had gapped up significantly. It had traded higher another 3 or 4% into that high. So when it took out 120 the second time, I was long at 100. I'm not getting out at that first quarter. Often on a break, I'm thinking get out at 125, start scalping it. I'm adding when it was at 120. And this is where the scaling gets out of hand. Because as you can see, I'm now taking it aggressively out in front of 50, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right up to 101, holding a piece for a trail out at 102, only to be embarrassed by the fact that it's already up at 104. So it just goes to show when these Chinese ADRs can start to go, you want to hold on to some of these breaks. I actually thought that I was doing a decent job taking the full dollar on most of it and then trying to hold out some for a bigger move, and still I undersold the move. I end up trying to short it off of that 104 going into the number. That worked initially, but the reloads got stopped out. What an absolutely freight train move that you've seen in the Chinese ADRs. It wasn't just BOBA. JD was strong. Pinduoduo was strong. That's why it's your trade of the day, because I had shorts that I wanted. Ultimately, decided I had to flip to the long when the key level was broken at 100, and you can just see it go to the upside from there. That's your trade of the day. Brought to you as always by Day Trade the World. Start your day trading journey the right way.
Incredibly strong right across the board were the Chinese ADRs today. I was just noting, guys, quietly here, as we head towards the pit session close for oil, down 5.2% right now with 3-4 minutes to go here for the pit session for crude. Absolutely tanking into that close. That's the link to the watch list. If you haven't done so already, make sure you sign up for that. It comes right to your inbox every single day. Absolutely free. We do your homework for you and then send it to you. Market back to day lows, accelerating, in fact, back to the lows. NASDAQ back in the red. Yeah, I was trying to wrap my head around this 7% move here for Macy's. Some of the retailers showing a heck of a lot of strength here. This up 6.5. The market just about to go red. So let's talk a little bit about these Chinese ADRs, guys, to kick things off, because we had them top of the list, or top of the watch list this morning, along with BOBA. Huge moves today right across the board, not only for the EV makers, but some of the e-commerce names as well, JD.com. I mean, PDD, Bilibili, they were all stronger than most. There was a note here just coming across on Hood as well. I'll check out Hood. But yeah, Chinese ADR is definitely the place to be long today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a little bit. Although I think I just missed a chance to reload the high on Alibaba. By the way, I did get some shares out. I had orders out on Micron. So when I was doing trade of the day, I was able to get the bids out there. I had my stop, but we're back at VWAP on this one. I mean, the Chinese, you just actually had a monster turn on Alibaba. I just typed in JD by accident there. So this is what happened. I got stopped out at the high. This was an obvious wick top reentry, but it is what it is. If we get 104s again, I think it's just worth it. After you see that kind of a wick and you get stopped out, I just feel like you want to get back into it almost like 10 times out of 10. I'm going to assume like things like NIO and NIO, Neo had already pulled back. JD probably already pulled back. I showed you guys that chart. And then we're talking Chinese ADRs. It was BABA that was at the top and BABA that was giving you the best opportunity, offset high of the day. The rest of these have already significantly pulled back in. BABA's the best chance, I think, to get a better retracement from here.
Guys, we're just going to tweet this out, but like we just destroyed Microsoft again. It just came right, well, not again, we waited for it, right? It's right back into the day's low, so I'm out for $4. This is a 230 short. Well, it was 380 or something. This is a 230 short right there, and we just got out at 226.30 something. So that's a good, well, now it looks like I should have held it, but that was a great move down right now. So here it is, huge move. Darn it, oh, can I do these now? No. Are we gonna have the animations at all, Lucas, or no? We're not gonna have the animations? Oh, very soon. Okay, no problem. We're adjusting them. We're getting some new ones hopefully added back. Some old ones re-added back is what I heard. But all right, so there's out of Microsoft, and then there's AMD as well, man. Thank you for all the talk there. Thanks, Daryl. Thanks a few of you there. I've acknowledged you guys in the chat there about this trade. What a monster this trade just turned out to be for me, the AMD trade. But you talked about ADRs, Chinese ADRs. My best trade of the day. Well, I don't know. I think that trade I just put on Microsoft was probably the best one. But this one was given to you at 8:30. And that was the Neo long, and here it is right here. Huge move to the upside there on NIO today. So you could see, started here at 10. Off the open, it dipped down a little bit, and we got a little bit nervous. The only problem is we missed that 200 period right there to take it back up, but there's the out. So we did hold our last piece, and again, it's only 10%, it's not huge, but there's our last piece there at 1080. So we got to do a better job for holding these. But again, nice moves to the upside. You know, our best outs were 20s, 25, 26s, because look, these were the tops, but then it broke and kept going, and I just let it ride until we finally broke 80 to the downside, which seems like a decent out, but the Neo long was absolutely monstrous. Oh man, I just hope, I've looked too many of these names where we've had some great runners, as you guys know, and I got out of them sometimes too early, but I'm feeling really good about holding on to this Microsoft trade and getting out there back at the day's low. So we basically have, we don't have the day high from being there, but we got a nice trade there back in, so really happy with that softy trade. CRM is next, Brendo.
Downside in Robinhood, guys, on this note. U.S. prosecutors telling FTX bankruptcy judge that the DOJ is going to seize the Robinhood shares that, if you remember, SBF owned of Hood because BlockFi was trying to lay claim to those shares. So maybe they sell them, maybe they haven't been sold. Here's Hood. Could we, Brad, go to, thank you. There we go. Huge volume spike downside there. Just made a day low back to $8 there for Robinhood. Still positive on the day, but worth a note. Anyways, yeah. CRM was on the watch list this morning as well. We were talking, that's the note on FTX. CRM was on the watch list this morning as well. We were discussing new cost cutting, new job cuts to come for CRM. Ends up being a decent one as well.
Just my first thought on that Robinhood thing is, I thought they would have, in all of that junk and that mess, FTX, they never liquidated their Robinhood shares because that was like one of the sound assets that they held. So if they're still there to be recovered, I mean, there's a lot of people out. Those got to get sold. You've got to think to distribute funds, but we'll see what happens. That just means that 7% is going to get sold, in my opinion, but we'll see. CRM, I just felt like with the valuation still being pretty insane on CRM, that it was a little bit too far. I didn't have it short off the open because I was kind of trying to give it to go to 145. That never happened. It just immediately flushed, took out the 40 level, and then it's just been rinse and repeat off that 140. We always say if you find yourself a good setup, a good pattern, just keep going right back over to it, and that's essentially what happened for me on CRM at that 140 over and over again. Now you're breaking potentially those lows. Keep in mind, on the daily chart, this is sort of regaining October lows and breaking out at a 36, 37. So at some point this morning, I was initially thinking about a dip buy into that price. I think you could maybe find some support down at that 37 area. It's already double bottom once. That's why I'm out of the short. I'll reload it if I can get it. There's no question about that. But yeah, CRM's been a good one. Up 2%, but that's deceiving because since the market opened, that was only gap up and light pre-market volume to the upside. All of the volume has been selling since it was at that price, realistically. There's been a few bounces, but but for the most part, this has been selling off some of those gains.
Yeah, unless we're talking about AMD or Microsoft. No, I don't. Look, we had CRM written on here. We initially thought a 136 bottom could have been supported there. Neil just talked about it. I actually haven't even looked at it since then. I just got out of some AMD shares. I was going to tweet that. Oh, we are near that 136 bottom right now. Yep. So, okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so, definitely worth a watch here. So now on radar. Good thing we do some of these rundowns, that's for sure. Definitely on radar right now, down to 136 for CRM. But chips are not on there, so let's just quickly talk about that real quick. I'm almost out of everything now for AMD. My best outs, 30s. They're all here, 30s, 40s, mid 40s and 30s. But we did get some, a lot of outs here too at VWAP, so it is what it is for now. I don't really like that saying. I don't know why I did it, but that's the trade that I put on. And we'll wait to see if it gets back up to 65 before we short again. But until then, nepa.
Slide to the downside here, guys. Back to session lows. Really wasn't on anyone's mind, I don't think, as far as a trade idea is concerned. But we did discuss this GE spinoff this morning as far as what could potentially happen. Remember, this went straight into the S&P 500 as soon as it started trading today. This GEHC ends up being quite the dip buy off that 54 this morning.
The key part of that is went straight into the S&P 500, and that probably explains at least a decent part of the strength that it ended up having. Every now and then you have something on the watch list and there's a decent chance that there's going to be some good moves in it, and you ignore it, and to me that was a bit of a mistake. When it made that flush at the bottom, that was like a classic wipeout low consolidation break at 57. I think at the time I said it and then took Meta anyways. I ended up going long Meta at that moment. Like, this was way better. Like, this went... And it's not that Meta was bad, it's just that this was a clean $57 breakout after it puts in this range. There's your wick bottom, there's your consolidation. It never even goes against you, and it just stair steps to the upside. That's as clean as it's going to get, and it's done 10 million shares worth of volume. I'm obviously not happy about it, but overall, you got to make a decision at the open. It wasn't doing a heck of a lot of volume, so you make a judgment call, and then all you can do is sort of live with those consequences. I felt like slipping on this, and I slept on Mobileye in terms of what it could do in its opening week and month. I don't think I'll make the same mistake here. I'll at least make sure it's on my radar every single day, because if it starts holding support levels, it's showing you some strength today, this GE Health.
Yeah, and also is GE. GE is also up in that 4% as well. So, it's a great, I guess, because...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's straight up.
Oh, damn.
Straight up today, GE. So, yeah, here's the GE chart. Oops, that's right. We got to zoom like that. So here's the open, a little bit of a dip down to 67-ish. Now you're all the way to 69er. So nice little level here. Keeps bouncing. And look, whenever you see charts like this, and again, thanks for the kind words about the AMD stuff, but this is what I was talking about, and it's just brought it up to me because you still have that same pattern, right? Where you're lower, higher lows again. So to me, you're going to at least have to take that out, and it's really nice because it's right at the 200 period as well, 68.80 right there. So that could be a level there for a little bit of concern there on that one. So let's watch out for 68.80 there on GE. But yeah, definitely, as Neil said, a well done split
spin-off?
Spin-off.
Yeah,
good one. Yeah, that's what it's called. Nicely done spin-off there for GE, just like Mobileye was for Intel. We talked about that earlier this morning as well. But the one thing you have to do is make sure you hit the like button. Back over to you, Brendo.
Real quick, back to the upside, I just noticed really didn't do much during that entire move for the overall market during the minutes. Still up 4%. Trying to hold on to a gain for the first time since last week, at least, to close in positive territory. There was that minor note, guys, that came out midday. It was around lunchtime. Tesla set to, it was from Electrek, Tesla set to make airplane boat motors and more. Or they filed paperwork or patent work to make airplane boat motors and more going into the futures. Not futures. Not a big deal, but interesting anyways for Tesla.
Who did? Tesla?
Hold on a second. Airplane boat motors. You mean like sea boat motors? Okay.
Yeah.
Because, but they call them sea boats, not airplane. Okay, that's interesting. It's an interesting note. I don't know if that's going to move the needle. Not that it's needed anything to move the needle today. I had what looked like it was going to be a banger short, to steal a term from Luca, off 110 this morning. It was instantly giving me a $2 move. I reloaded it. It stopped out. When it came back down, I tried it again. But really, off of that 110, it then ended up being support the whole way. to the point that even on that Fed number, when a lot of things retraced, broke VWAP, broke some support down, this is still holding up here. So above VWAP, above 110. This feels like it can be a long opportunity for the afternoon. I can't really get rid of this wick just yet, but if you zoom in here, it's not even 110 at this point. Like, this has been holding solidly 111.15. That 115 is your resistance level next. I don't know if we see that. We're a little closer to that 111.50. I think that can be a tradable level on Tesla. Just going back over to, I mean, we still have something on the rundown, but I want to go back to Alibaba because I did miss the chance to reload this after I made the top. That's me. That actually was the high. Someone like 3 minutes later or 2 minutes later made a higher high, but when I got out, it was the high of the day. I'm now looking for a rollover on Alibaba. I just feel after it ran some stops like that and starts to go, I want to take another shot because VWAP is like, it's like $2.50 away. Like, there's room for this to go. Like, even if I take a couple of shorts here, like risk 25 pennies, and if it breaks 104 or 103.90 or something like that, just jump back in up at the top. You can take multiple swings, losing 20 cents here, 30 cents there, and then look to hold for the bigger move, which might be the approach I try to take here at Alibaba. I keep checking over on Micron just to see how we're doing. That's bouncing off VWAP, but if anything, when I see the market now red on the NASDAQ, if we're red on the NASDAQ, I'm looking for places to reload things like a Micron. So I don't want to get out. I want to give this a chance to really break down here.
Yeah, we had Tesla early and didn't really do much with it. We were short Tesla early, which was not right as it ripped up. So we do have a small little hit on that name, but we did let it go, which was good. And I feel like getting out of the way on some of these trades, right? Live to trade another day. Sometimes in this market, that's kind of the best thing you can do. You never want one of your first trades to be the wrong one. But when it is, I mean, we took a little bit of profit. That's why the thing is, we're short. Those are all profits. But then that last one, it busted higher, right? And obviously that took us out, and then it ripped up to the upside right there. So nice move there for Tesla. But either way, we're still at a spot. I'm trying to watch out for AMD here as well. I'm looking at this, man. Maybe a 115.50 break could be something there for Tesla. So that could be something to watch out for. 111.50 break right there. That's VWAP. We're now under the 50. We're under the 200 period and the 50 period. So I think Tesla, although up 4%, is really nice. I don't know. It's been tough to trade in the morning, right? Or sorry, in the afternoon. In the morning's been the best times. In the afternoon, I tend to think it's been pretty quiet. Like, this was a huge move down yesterday all day, but then look what happened sort of at 3 o'clock. Remember, it was kind of barcoding there? So I don't know if we should expect the same or not, but Tesla right now, yeah, it's not really super interesting to me.
Neil, just asking about Mullen. I don't see anything as far as anything new anyways for Mullen, but yeah, a ton of volume. So far for MULN. It was all over the social sentiment board all day long. Once again, very large. KPRX also just popping up on volume spike. Let's talk about Apple just quickly to wrap things up here. It wasn't really much new on Apple shares this morning as far as news is concerned. There was this Wedbush with price target cut. Anytime you see this kind of thing from analysts, yeah, 175 to 200, obviously it's a lot lower than that. It's just their idea of where they think it should be priced. So a lot of people saying, but it's trading a lot lower than that. But obviously, 125 trying to hold here for Apple. Still positive on the day for Apple shares.
Yeah, I mean, Apple got trounced yesterday. Yeah. But I was looking at this saying, okay, well, I know I like 125 on Apple, but man, that looks really weak. It just, there's so many other names that are holding. Like, I'm sitting here short Micron above VWAP. Like, Apple, I know it's green on the day, but that's a pretty big move to the downside. Now, I like 125. I'm probably going to take a shot at it if we see it, because it bounced off it this morning. It got so close, and my attention was kind of elsewhere when it happened, and it was just an absolute banger of a long. Like, I went to Meta in that moment. So, you know, if I get a shot, we drop like another, it's at 126. It's going to take a significant move for it to come to the downside. I know everyone, like, there's a lot of people talking about Mullen in the chat, and look, if it breaks 33, I think you get excited about it, and there might be a trade in there. But until that happens, I'm probably going to stay away from it. I don't want to ignore this Robinhood news, because the more I wrap my head around this, I just feel like this should be under some pressure. And it bounced pretty significantly back in here. The volume's not that huge. I mean, $7 million for this. It's an $8 stock. Not a ton, but since it popped, it's actually starting to reduce volume again. And I'm going to look at this 8-quarter and maybe just see if I can get some shorts into this 8-quarter. Maybe take a second shot if it gets to the high of the day. Someone said, was it you that said something like pick on things that are weak when we bounce? And it's like the first place I went to was Affirm, but now I'm shorting Alibaba and Micron.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hood's relatively weak. I might just jump on that with that news because, man, if FTX still has those shares, how do they not have to get sold?
How many shares were they?
They had 7% of the company. Like that's,
So the only thing I'm thinking is that I remember when that came out, it did tank pretty good. So I'm wondering if it's sort of maybe already baked in.
I thought they already sold.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of us did on that one. We've left Apple alone here. You know, pretty much. We traded it at 10 o'clock to 10:30 off of 126. It was actually pretty good. We shorted it all the way up and then got out all the way back down, just kind of like a little ladder there. As you could see, up, down. That was profitable. Then we just got some profitable ticks in here until we eventually got taken out at 126.50, or no, sorry, 126.30, which was, again, we talked about this on the show, like, just go long. Apple just got accelerated there during the midday and kept going, and then eventually at about 12:30 came back down, and then just got hit on that recent news right there. Yeah, so better than the market, so that's good. So that's a good sign here. We do like to try to get some longs, but again, if we're getting anywhere up to this 127 or so spot. Yeah, Apple happening now. But coming in right into there, 126, 127. So I think that those are the shorts. Right now, I just feel like we're in no man's land on a lot of these names. So we got to look for something else that's moving a little more aggressively than Apple. And I think we might be onto something. You have CRM, like names that have reported, I think would be maybe good active names. And we will do our best to find other ones as well.
Yeah, I know we get some reports this week and a couple of other ones. Obviously, CRM was a big news story earlier. I'm looking back at Tesla. I'm not really seeing a heck of a lot that I like up at these prices. But CRM, I know I'm waiting a little bit closer to VWAP here. I don't think we see 140 on this, unfortunately. But I'm kind of thinking maybe this 139 for a reload. I'm questioning if I should have gotten all out of it. And I was going back to my read from this morning, which was that there could be support. And when I was thinking that there'd be some support down at that 136, 137, maybe that led me to getting out of this too early on that number because it just felt like $1.50 was good, but it ends up being $2.50. So I'm going to rejoin this trade in front of 139. I did get Robinhood. That's an $8. It's $8.23 I'm in on Robinhood. So this is a pure, everyone always asks, like, what's a scalp trade? Well, I'm probably going to give it up in 2 cents, maybe 3. And then if it makes a run into the high of the day, I don't think it should be breaking the high of the day on that news. Like, we'll see what happens. I mean, anything can happen. And it's recovered enough that I just want to be able to fade this one and see where it goes. Micron's starting to churn back in to the upside. I still want to give it some room before I think about reloading it, likely at 54.20 to 25. I just got that CRM. So I find myself in this move back to the upside, just jumping into some shorts here. So we'll see if the market can stay strong. The NASDAQ just went green again.
Yep.
So for now, the second trading day of the year is a green one, but it's gone back and forth like 4 times today.
Going back to a name that we did really, really well on today is going to be RIVN. You can see that we're up nicely now on the name, but we were huge into the short. Like we shorted all the way down, shorted again, down, got out right before the move up to 18, which was, again, like I look at this thing and it's like short it to 18. I mean, we wrote it down. Did we do anything about it? No, we did not. So a nice little move to the upside there for our friend RIVN right now. But as you can see, if we're going to trade it, just zoom this back out a little bit, you do have 1775, 1780, as some key levels there for RIVN. But I'd rather play the bounce, actually. You're up now 2%, which is pretty good for RIVN. And look at this level. This is actually a better level for me, from what I can see anyways. I like this level right here, 1745, 1750. Like, we can come back in and bounce off there. We did it there. We held there. So, yeah, I like this name. I think we can get some decent shots here to make a recovery in RIVN. So let's play the bounce. If it comes back down into 1750, that could be a decent play there that I don't mind. I just got a coffee.
What made you think of PayPal?
PayPal? We have Randy here. He wants to know more.
So Randy was just asking about PayPal. Where's my mic all off? Randy was asking about PayPal, which that's one of the stronger stocks in the market. So it's held up 4% today. Got upgraded yesterday. Block was upgraded yesterday and today, but this is holding up way better on PayPal. I mean, it's not doing anything right now, but yeah, it's strong stock.
Good.
Little random Randy action there.
It's always nice to get a random Randy.
Mango, thank you, Mango Koala there. Somebody tell DTA I love him. I know he's watching.
Somebody tell DTA.
Mango Koala, sorry, DTA, Mango Koala loves you. There you go. Apparently they're watching.
And loves mangoes.
Mangoes are absolutely fantastic. You can find the best and sweetest mangoes on the island of Antigua. They also have the sweetest pineapple in the world, and one beach for every day of the year. 365 beaches on the island of Antigua. Go there on your next vacation. My family's Antiguan, that's how I always have to do the whole. But they actually do have fantastic mangoes. I'm not making that one up.
No.
They're delicious.
Yeah, no. I mean, I tell people to go to Italy, but I'm pretty sure they're probably been there.
Well, I mean, most people know
going
Italy.
there, or yeah, exactly.
You guys don't know Antigua.
I don't know. They might know Antigua.
You think so?
Traveled around? Yeah, why not? All right, guys. So,
I do.
yeah. So, why did Randy want PayPal again?
I have no idea
Right, okay,
why
that
he
was
was asking about PayPal in particular.
A random Randy moment there. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know. What he was.
Maybe he bought PayPal yesterday or today.
All right. Let's go. Yeah. All right. So, just more talk there about some mangoes, which is pretty funny. All right. Just looking here. Let's check about Microsoft again. Just checking in on it. We do. I mean, again, we have some great outs. We're still waiting for some moves up. I mean, I'm looking for names that are, you know, at certain levels. Let's check out Roblox, RBLX, of course, Roblox, right there, $28. Let's just have a look. I mean, I always like to look at this name because of just how it moves, right? It's a very, very aggressive one. Can give you multiple dollars. I mean, this is what it looks like on the daily chart, up to 29, all the way back down to 27. Yeah, still not here. Man, we'd like to find something that's maybe near the high of the day or anything like that. Maybe it's going to be Tesla. I mean, Tesla's really moving. Maybe it's not. I thought it was there. I thought it went up to 114 again. It's just at 113, but I like that 114 level on Tesla. I see some of the weed stocks.
Tilray.
Nope, still not. I tried to hit our weed thing there, still not working. But Tilray's up to $3 right now. Up to $3. Sorry, not up $3. So that's a nice little move there for Tilray as well. So yeah, just some back and forth talk here. Yeah, not much happening. Still looking for some more opportunities. We're still short AMD, but it really hasn't given me back up here to 65, which is really what I want to get the short in. So I have to wait for that one to come through. That is AMD.
So I mean, Netflix just made a move. I mean, if you want, at the high of the day, Netflix just got to 309. If it was 310, it might be game on. Like, do I want to add another short? It's at the highs. Netflix is in the middle of no man's land on the daily chart. That's one of the other things that makes it tricky. And so if it's in the middle of no man's land, well, that's not that bad. 310 is not that bad. I think that's why I was talking 310 this morning. So one more push, and I think it would make some sense. But you're at the high of the day on Netflix, and then like look where the ES is. Okay, then you're down here on the ES. So for something that's going to follow the market a little bit here, it's kind of tricky unless it gets to that price that you really love. Like, I'd almost want it to run some stops at that current high, which is 309, not get to 310, and then you can short off 310. Like, that's the way I would approach it, because you're breaking the high as we speak on Netflix, so that gets a little bit dicey.
Yeah, I was just looking. I mean, AMD's not there yet. Another name I was looking at here was going to be Uber. So I feel like Uber could be another name that we're looking for a little bit of a short a long on Uber because look, there it is. It's trying to bounce a little bit off of some of its 50 period there, it's the VWAP. Then you also have down here 25.50 as a possible bottom. So that's a level there that I don't mind at all. So I don't think Uber down here is a horrible long if we get into that level, so 25.60. So I'm going to put a bid here on Uber. I mean, AMD's starting to go back up to the upside a little bit now as well, getting closer to that 65. But this Uber is a possible play again. You know, up. Again, you know, market only up 0.5, S&P up 0.3. I'm just trying to find some trades, man. But like everything right now is in the middle. That those Fed minutes kind of like just sent things flipping a little bit here. So I don't really know what we're gonna expect from those from everything. But for right now, I would say Uber down here to 25.50 is a good long. But we're stuck in the middle. Like people yelling about Mullen. Mullen's only up 2%. So I don't really see that. Alibaba's at 104. That's, you know what? That probably Alibaba's probably a good trade. Oh. Hold on a second, I just want to show you NVIDIA here because if I am not mistaken, NVIDIA actually had some great bottoms. Yeah, look at this. So into this 145.50 again. Remember we talked about going back to some of the levels here in the morning? That's right there, 145.50. And then during all of that sort of chaos there, you know, up, down, up, back in, bounced around, you know, made this bottom at 145.50. So that's another name. And it's not that, I mean, I'd love to take this to you, but it's just, it's not down there yet. So, you know, going short here in the middle, sometimes the best trade is no trade. And I know that's not super entertaining, but we're also here to educate you and let you know that, hey, if you don't see Neil and I in a trade, it ain't that we're not looking. You know, I mean, we're trying to get something.
Constantly looking at new symbols. That's all we do most of the time. Like when you're managing your trades,
yeah,
then most of what you're doing the rest of that is, well, we're answering questions on the chat, but it's like look for something else. Like you guys mentioned Netflix. Like the first thing I did is daily chart, 15-minute chart. What do I see? Well, it just broke the high of the day, got to 309.40. So, you know, shorting off that high of the day has already been stopped. And I think maybe it makes a run at that 310. This is one of the stronger names in the market, so you let that one come to you. It hasn't really, there was one sell back into 306, but now it's kind of churning back into that high of the day, so you want to be very careful. I see people saying NVAX is pushing. Well, I got stopped out for 3 cents on Robinhood, so I'll probably, if Robinhood gets to the high of the day, I think I'm going to short this again, to be honest with you. It's just, like I know I was probably impatient shorting off that move, and it responded by bouncing back off the bottoms when that news got dropped, but I just can't see it breaking out. It feels a little bit wrong to me that this would be breaking the high of the day. So I'll give it another shot back into the high, probably wait till it gets to 32, 33.
All right. What's up, Nicole Harris? Oh, what's up? We have $25. Was that the, yeah, someone tell DTI. I love them. Okay, good. All right. And Nicole Harris, thank you for that talk. And I'm going to talk about CL and XPEV in a minute. But I just wanted to say, what I was saying about Mullen is just that it's not, I mean, for right now, sure, it just bumped up through this level. And I guess every penny is, you know, big, right? So when you're only at 32 cents, you do have a nice move. And then I was also looking at the day chart here, and I don't want to ignore, just because I don't trade Mullen, I mean, doesn't mean that there's, you know, a grip to be made here. So I'm not, you know, this is up 40% in a week or less than that. Like this is 21 cents up to 33 cents. Like, you know, add zeros onto that, and then it's, you know, it's a real stock. So, hey, man, 155 million shares. It doesn't matter, you know, where you make, well, it doesn't matter where you make your money in the stock market. Money is still money. So, you know, if you're looking at something like a Mullen, why not think about it taking out this 35 right here? So, I mean, that's still another big move, right? I mean, for it to go up another 2 cents on 30, you know, percentage-wise, decent move. Obviously not a big move when you're talking about, you know, pennies, but right there, it could go. We have had some tops here back to November. I mean, we're all the way back to November levels here, right? We had spiked up to 40 before, but right there is a decent spot for Mullen.
Yeah, I see Kala moving. I know you guys are talking about Kala, but when Kala goes $2, that's almost like it doesn't move. It's either breaking 42 down or it gets back above VWAP and can reclaim some of these levels to the upside. Netflix gets way more interesting because Netflix is now at said 310 level. CRM just pushed to VWAP, so I get to make a decision on CRM in a second here. We're back at the high of the day on Alibaba, so can Baba hold off of that high? That's why you just want to wait. Like, look at this 310. If this does not hold this break at 310 even, this could be a huge flush, but if this market gets back to the high of the day, the ES is what, like 30 handles away from the top today. And you're right at the high of the day at that 310 level. There's probably some room to be able to run. Well, Baba's going to run that 104.50. There it is. I'm now short off the top. We'll see what happens if it can hold. Nope, it's not going to hold. Not going to hold. Maybe it will. I should be on Alibaba. I'm sitting there trading it off another one of my level 2s, so you guys can't see it. But there's Alibaba. It just got to 104.50, put in a wick top. Now can it hold that high?
104.50, eh?
I know, 104.50. Like, I can't believe I got out of a 100 long at 101.50. Yeah, that was a great out.
I know, brutal. Eh? I mean, some of these outs, when you're going to look back at them today,
they're never.
They're never going to be great. But there it is. We waited very, very patiently. We now have 97 short here on AMD again. So let's take a dime if we can. Get a piece out here at 87. Should have had a bid there. Normally I do that. Don't have it right now. So missed opportunity there to get an 87 or 86 bid. I didn't have any bids out, to be honest with you. So there's the short in. We waited for that to come through for us here on AMD. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good little trade there against that 65.20 level. So we talked about why we're in this name, what levels we're sort of looking at here. And yeah, for AMD, We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it takes it out. I mean, too many times is a charm, right? I mean, it's like, we already talked about this before. Boom, boom, boom. All these new higher lows being put in here. So, you know, there it is, there it is, there it is. Sorry, lower highs. There it is, there it is, there it is. And so we'll take that one again just to see if it's going to violate that 20. So that's it. Let's see if it comes in. So far, we don't have an execution out. We missed that opportunity. Wish we would have took it. We did not. So let's wait to see if it comes back into 87. We just took the short right now. So we just, I mean, that fills 97 or whatever it was. So good fill there, yeah, 95, I guess. So good fill. Let's see if it goes down. We're short 96 here. As you can see, yep, there it is. It's on the board. So yeah, we're going to give this one up to that 20, 25 area. We are going to look for some more shorts. I do have another short at that 20 area. So if we can come back up to here, we'll take it and see what it does. So it actually wicked as high as 20. So I think like 17 or 18 in here is a decent price. So we're going to do that. We're going to sit around here in the mid-teens, get some more short on this name. So AMD, we're short it now, and we're short at 96 with more to come. Hopefully it doesn't rip up because I have a decent position, but wouldn't mind getting a bit more, but it's going to have to be in the teens for me to do that.
So speaking of another name here, beneath VWAP, by the way, and down 5%. You already talked Microsoft. So, you know, I was up there at 230 as well, but I'm now looking at this 228 area and VWAP, maybe thinking 228.5, where it just had a bit of a failure right after 2 o'clock. So on the number, it failed at 229. But then right after that, it failed 228.5. So I think I want to work off of that. So if the market does turn, you've got a head and shoulders forming at 38.70 on the ES, and the NASDAQ is approaching resistance at 11,000. So that's why I like a decision point at 11,000 on the NASDAQ. If we break these channels to the upside, that's the NASDAQ breaking higher. Tesla, by the way, is it's right at 114. So if this breaks 14, it's still got that 115 level up there that I think we want to be able to respect. Not quite there yet, but we'll definitely have a quick look at it when it goes. On the back of my, out of the corner of my eye, see that 140 on CRM starting to come in. That's going to be a big break level. And I'm still looking for 10s on a firm. Nah, I'm not going to get it. Forget about it. It looks like a firm. I thought with the market pumping up here, we'd actually see a little bit of a strength move up in a firm. That's probably the most garbage of the stocks that I'm shorting. I shouldn't say garbage. What's the better word to use here? Least quality of the names that I'm short would be a firm.
Yeah, lower quality.
Lowest quality.
Lowest quality possible name.
Least profitable. Least
profitable is a good one.
Least profitable is more reasonable.
All right, so AMD's getting, I mean, we're just, my trade's already baked in here. We know what we're going to do with AMD, and we're going to get shorter. We just talked about that. Hopefully we don't have to worry too much about it. But right now, XOM, I mean, we talked about oil today. You're seeing it right here, down 4.9%. Not good day for oil, but a good day to fill up I guess it takes a minute to fill up your tank, but would be not a horrible day to do that, I think, today, based on some of these prices. But XOM is what I want to talk about quickly. We've traded this pretty well when we've got involved with it, but it's a little, we just missed it. I mean, it was just 5 minutes ago. It was at 106, and I should have just punched along there. Was looking to see what it's doing. Now it's at 106.50, looking to take out some more tops here again.
Oh, Meta.
That could have been another.
Meta.
That was another good opportunity. Meta's now blasting as well. Some of these names, man. Okay, so we are getting close to getting short AMD. There it is. Ooh, I was at 15s. It went to 14s. Hopefully it comes to 15. Now at this point, okay, wow, what? Okay, so now. This is Luca's line here, little tape teleportation all the way up there to 65.20 right there. We're short at 65.10 now here. So yeah, wow. Let's see what happens now. It looks like we are testing this. I mean, the market right here is trying to get back to the upside. Huge move up. We just wicked that top. So, oh man, hopefully this can come back in for us. Okay, now we're in the money again. Let's go to happening now. When we get back, hopefully my net is happening a little better than what it is now. What's up, Brendo?
Hey guys, yeah, an hour to go. Brand new year, more content for you as we give you an update on what is happening now as we head into the final hour of trading for the second trading session of a brand new year. 0.73 right now for the S&P 500, 0.3 for the Dow. It's been all about, or at least for most of the day, all about small caps. 1.13 there for the Russell 2000, showing all kinds of strength. We're off the highs here for the NASDAQ as well. 0.8 and 0.57 for the composite and the 100. With an hour to go, these are your leaders as far as what was on the watch list this morning. If you joined us pre-market, we were discussing Chinese ADRs. JD.com up 14%, or better part of 14% today. That GEHC with a nice day tags 6% to the upside. And yeah, Block 2 days in a row here. SQ after Baird with an upgrade. Positive note for this one, still holding on to 3.5% after a nice move to the upside yesterday as well, guys, for Block.
If you heard Shawn say tape teleportation, that was the NASDAQ hitting 11,000 and breaking 11,000. Like a lot of stocks. I had a stop order on Meta. I don't think we got to talk about Meta, and that's on me because we were going over a bunch of other things. But Meta broke channel after the number, and I had a stop order, and the channel was 128.25. So when that 11,000 got taken out, I got triggered into the long. Meta's been strong all day. We were going, go to the 15-minute here. Whoops. Go to the 15-minute. Like we're going long off 26s and 27s for most of the day. So I'm kind of stepping it up by going long off 128. Up 2.5% isn't as good as it was earlier, but there's a chance if the market gets to the top, I think Meta likewise gets to set high of the day.
I mean, our net is teleporting right now as well because, like I said, we'd come back here and hopefully be able to tell you that we had a successful run here on AMD. And I'm here to tell you we just had a successful run on AMD. So there it is. It goes right to that 65.20. We took 65.15s. It did teleport itself to that exact level of 65.20. So I hope that some of my explanations there, and again, this is what I said, like, you know, be patient, man. Be patient with me, and we will go to the promised land together because, like, you know, we waited for that trade. When it was down here, I was looking for something, you know, looking. But, you know, if you're going to say, hey, there's only going to be a certain amount of trades I'm going to make in a day, well, you got to wait. You got to wait for certain trades to come through. And there's a level. We waited for it. We hit it. And, you know, that's what that is. So now, hopefully, we can fade back in. But you could see now, I'm actually out. Believe it or not, there, we just took not our final fill, but I only have about 60% left. We just got a 98 fill because when we came down to 65, I just ran the gauntlet again. Okay, let's go down. Like, I ran this to get a whole bunch out because we were short at 15s there, right? So good trade. I told you, trying to put on more shares. We put on a decent amount, so we still have a good amount on. If we can get back into this level, first of all, 90s. Let me just put a bid down here like a 92 or something like that. Hopefully that'll fill, and then we'll look at it from there. But I'm looking at an 80 and then lower right now on AMD. And again, it's just, you know, not doing much here on the daily, not doing much on the 20 period. We're simply playing off of a 1 minute chart. So there's a lot of traders, and I get this feedback, and it's fine, it's cool. Like, why would you trade off of a 1 minute chart, blah, blah, blah. It's to each their own. I mean, you guys do what you're gonna do, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And there it is, yes, sir, let's go. Oops. Hit the alarm again. Right now, we do not have graphics. So
yeah, we got no
if
graphics.
it's your first time, we normally have some pretty fun graphics, but today we do not. And now we are 25 cents in the money, so good trade.
Yeah, I just got Alibaba starting to come back in. We did get some more off that high of the day, just adjusting something on my level too so I can see a little bit better. This wick, I keep trying to clean these up. Now, if BABA went to 103.50, you can see that wick down there. Like, I would have taken something out. In fact, I had bids that are approximately close to it, but you get these dark pool wicks that are coming through. I did just try to reload some shares when I got that last out, so if it goes back to the high, looks like we'll get a piece more. I did get Meta, but I have not added to that one back in front of VWAP. Netflix, it's at 310, so look, it's broken 310. You've made a fresh high at 311, and I still think the setup can be there, but I think it needs to be back beneath 310. So I'm looking for, that was interesting. So I'm looking for it to get back beneath that 310 level before I take a shot at Netflix.
I just looked at Pratt and I was like, bro, and he's just like, not me, not I. But Pratt, I know your hands are up now, but now you got to come over to me. Yeah, and Pratt was like, nah, it wasn't me. So yeah, there it is. He's like Shaggy over there, it wasn't me.
Drop the beat next time.
Yeah, where is that damn beat? I want that beat stat. So, what? You deleted it? No. That's not, no, Brad.
No, he did. He's lying.
He did not.
You didn't delete the beat. Why are you even joking about that? Like, I know
we're gonna find that beat and play it. If anybody has that beat, send it to me right now, ASAP, because I want to hear it. But I mean, hey, look, I think we had a deal with Brad that it was 10 cents every time. So now that he's on the board, it's got to go up. It's got to go like $1 every time, $5.
You made that deal. I mean,
well, you don't like that deal? I mean, look, the thing is, maybe we shouldn't play it. I don't need Pratt going off on some deal with like Drake or something like that, where the next is
Drizzy?
Metro Boomin over there.
You think Drizzy's gonna hit up?
I don't know what he's going to be doing right now, but yeah, shout out to Pratt on the board there, learning as we go. when moon, I wonder for a lot of these stocks. But there it is, some AMDs. We just got an out down there again, 85. So we got a 90 and an 85 print. Let's see if AMD continues to fall down.
So yeah, I'm looking at Meta here. It's the only thing I have to the long side that I kind of liked, where it's basically trading, because I think there's room to go. I like the channel, giving it to like 127.5 or so. But then, like, as it starts coming back in, oh, I want some exposure to the long side. And then every single one of my shorts pull back and Meta starts going against me. It's not to say that you're hedging when you do this, because I don't really believe in that. I see a long setup I like, and I want to add it to the ledger. I don't know. Ledger works. Maybe it doesn't work. Who knows? But I do still have a couple of other ones that I was unable to add to here. One being Micron. I think I should have looked at a different chip name as the market was coming back up, because I thought Micron was strong enough that I'd get a reload off the top. Like, I was able to get more CRM in front of 140. I was able to get more BOB off the high. This never came anywhere approximating the high of the day on Micron. So I might just get it out at VWAP, look for something that's a little bit more interesting, that's giving me more entries back into it. I did put the Netflix trade on. Distinction without a difference. I mean, it's right back at that 310. I wanted to see it sell at 310, and now I just want to give it back into said high of the day. We are barely back beneath 11,000 on the NASDAQ. So there you go. Let me zoom it in for you guys there. I mean, you can look at the 50 whether you like it or not, but there's 11,000. Wick top on a 15-minute chart. So you have a wick top, and now we're sort of breaking back beneath that. That's why I think looking for some shorts, you got a lower high, double top already put in, and now you're sort of reversing off 11,000. So I just prefer looking for fade plays when I see that set up on the overall market. I know a couple of people have asked this. Friday, I'm not going to say it a million times, but the chip comes in on Friday. We'll do the
yeah, let's hope it does.
We'll do the Ring of Fire on Friday. Well, that's when we'll do it.
Yeah, hopefully you don't suffer the Ring of Fire.
There's a 100% probability I will. So
yeah, there is a probability of that. I personally, I can't look forward to it enough. But yeah,
No,
I do feel your pain for sure. But I'm all about making good television. I think that's going to make the best. It was hilarious when Shaq did it. Maybe we can show that before you do it, so it maybe won't make you feel so bad.
Shaq was crying. Shaq is 7 feet, and he's a big man.
Oh, he's 7 feet 500 pounds, or 460.
That
probably.
guy was.
But that has nothing to do with your taste buds. I mean, maybe if he were just suplex the chip or something like that.
Like legit nervous about this.
You should be legit. Yeah, I mean, respect to you for doing it. That's for damn
Well,
sure.
the crazy thing about it, and I'm not making this one up. When I told my wife that I was that we were doing this, it's like, if we get to 5,000, she looked at me and she said, "I don't want to hear a word out of you."
Right. Yeah.
It was just because
it's going to be a problem.
You know when you hear that, I don't want to hear a word. You better not complain because you get zero sympathy from me. That's what I got. So, I'm just gonna.
That's why you're doing it. That's why you're doing it at like 345.
It was a really bad idea.
350.
It was a really bad idea.
Because it's just one chip. I feel like maybe you could research technique. Like, I
There's
wonder
no
if you go half. I don't know.
There's no technique to eating this
I
thing.
know.
Man. Actually, you know what? What I'm kind of thinking is,
Bro,
if
I don't know what to tell you.
Like, if I just put just the whole thing at once and whatever, just get it over with,
that's
and
what
just
I'm
suffer
thinking.
whatever the darn consequences are, that might be the way to go. Let me just I just put my stop in for Meta because that long, we'll see what happens. But if we get back into VWAP, I'm going to get some bids out here on CRM, so I want to make sure I do that. Where did that one go? Oh, they just took a leg out.
Someone said they ate a whole bag
there.
of those chips. No, you can.
No. You can get a bag of the regular packy chip. You did not eat an entire bag.
What we're talking
They
about.
sell the single chip.
This one comes in a coffin.
No, it does not come.
Yes, it does. The shape of the box is a coffin.
You guys serious?
What do you mean? Neil, why do you have to listen to that? I'm telling you, it comes in a coffin. That's what it comes. Yo, find. Okay, I'm gonna find a picture of it.
There's a picture of it on Amazon. That's where
Yeah, exactly. So I know. I've looked it up before. I'm just gonna call it up right here to show everybody what it is. So here it is right here. This is legit. This is a coffin, Neil. Neil,
I screwed up.
Focus. This is the chip. This is the coffin. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
No, I see what you're saying.
All right, good. All right. So, yeah, exactly. Get those sick days loaded up here. We're doing it on a Friday. So you might want to cancel the weekend plans. That might be a legit thing to do at this point. You know what? So look, we're kind of hyping this up a lot.
I'm actually not faking any of this right now.
No, but
really not.
Our friend did do it and survived. He just said it was hot. He didn't go to no hospital. He didn't, you know.
I've watched the hottest chip in Toronto. I've sat next to this guy that ate the Packy chip.
Yeah.
I ate 5 of the hottest wing they sell in Toronto. This guy had a dozen of those.
Right.
And that is the most painful experience. That was 650,000 on the Scoville scale. This is 2 million.
Has anybody done the chip in the chat? Like, has anybody actually done the chip in the chat? Like, I'm not talking about like pretending.
You guys got my back, right?
Yeah, pretending you're doing it.
You guys got my back. We're fine.
Like, has anybody actually did it?
I'm not fine, but we're fine. We're not.
Can it be Pratt? And I asked Pratt. He says no. He's just a camera guy. Now he ain't doing anything. I took screenshots of Neil when he. I don't. No one's saying they've done it, so I don't know. Oh, there. Yes. Couple yeses. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Everyone lived. Everyone lived.
Yo, maybe I could Homer Simpson that bad boy. You know.
No,
like,
we're already doing it, Devin. It's already the 5K's already done. Never have, never will. Yeah, that's probably a good idea there.
That's sound advice.
You don't buy them by the bag, Bears versus Bulls. Come on.
Nah.
Is that true, Bears versus Bulls?
No, you can't
I'm
buy
gonna
them.
wait to see.
They're not the spicy ones.
Oh,
Like those.
so it's the actual chip.
It's the less spicy.
I don't know. Okay, so
Any chance we could do the less spicy one?
somebody no.
I'll
Somebody said
eat a whole bag of the less spicy.
No,
if you
no
guys
chance. No chance.
What?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's move
Okay,
on.
let's back to the market. So I'll show you guys. I mean, obviously the market just pulled back in a little bit. Oh, my futures charts just. Okay, I'll address that in a second. But I just stopped out of Meta. I only wanted to give it back to that consolidation level on a breakout trade because it was a breakout trade. And I got some CRM out there. Netflix started to go back to the downside. And then it kind of checked up a little bit. So I'm going to put a bid at 309, see if it can't push a little further. Like, it was starting to go, and then you had it maybe come right back in. Alibaba, what are we doing with Baba? There we go. Like, I got some out there, and then it's right back up at the top. When the stock does this, like, the scaling is going to be ridiculous because it legitimately was at, like, 97 earlier today. So short off these highs. I don't know what's going on with my futures chart. Maybe if I zoom out, there we go.
The future chart's feeling ways.
Oh, so yeah, so we're basically still wick top on the futures, and we've got about 15 minutes till an early look on the imbalances. Not that they matter, but if those could be, that could be the thing, if we haven't gone already, that could get us back above 11,000. Because I feel like if we're back above 11,000, like abort the short might just be the play regardless of where we're sitting here. If we start churning 11,000 and I haven't run some stops, I'll go right back to looking for some longs and abort the short. But we're not there just yet. That 11,000 has to get taken out. We still have resistance up here. I wanted to check JD.com because that was one. I know a lot of people were looking at JD over Baba, but Baba gave you the high of the day there, a press to the top where you could short it.
Ooh.
JD is not moving. And my rule of thumb with the Chinese ADRs is if they're barcoding in the afternoon, then you don't trade them because, like, what are you supposed to do here? You can't, scalping inside a 20-cent range on this, if it happens to move and then you miss one stop, like, you just go too far. So you're not moving on JD, and you're probably not moving on much of anything except Baba from what I see.
All right, so I think I found a possible new trade alert here. I like Amazon. You know, I've liked Amazon short for a while, right? So, I mean, you know, maybe this is going to be a decent looking spot here to get involved. So let's just wait to see here. Amazon right now, I like the trade. I'm not short. I'm trying to get, I offered 53 when it was there. I should have just punched 52, but hopefully it comes back up and we'll get it to us. But you know what, whatever. I don't need to wait for that. I'm just gonna take the short right now. Well, it's at 50. Do I just wait for it? Yeah, whatever. Let's start the trade here. There we go. I'll just punch into 51s. We are at 53. That's where I wanted it initially. So hopefully we can get that. I'm going to take this until 85. So let's just zoom back out a little bit, talk about what we're doing here. These highs right here, 85, 85, 85, 90 or so. I'm thinking about that. So I'm thinking about these levels to get out if we get back up to these levels. And again, it's just kind of like where the chaos was. Then the dip came in. You're still red on Amazon today against a up market. So generally that's, you know, something that I like to focus on. So we'll do that right now. Amazon downside here for the remainder of the day until we break above this 85.80 with an average incoming. I'm short now at 51. I'll cancel my 53s and wait for this 200 period, which is 60. So we're going to wait for 60s now, but we are short right here, Amazon.
Yeah, and look, actually Amazon's a good one. We know the one stock that's been a long time since I don't think either one of us or any of us have talked about Alphabet in forever. Which is It's ridiculous. But Alphabet is really weak to start the year. Like, it's down 1%. Like, you think Microsoft is not that great? I mean, Alphabet's a ways away from the 50 period. And that just, like, that's breaking down. Like, I should be shorting this stock instead of, I don't know, like I'm probably picking on Netflix or at the high of the day. I don't mind it off the high of the day from risk to reward. But just from a trend standpoint, like this off 89, that's not good. And if we're not getting back above 90 bucks on this thing, you've got an obvious double top trying to take out 90 in consecutive days it's failed. You got a lower high off 89. Like this is screaming to be shorted. It's a little bit late now. So we'll have to deal with what we got on. But yeah, it's just, the second you said Amazon, I realized that I haven't traded Google. I can't remember the last time I traded Google, quite frankly. So Netflix, just to go back to the 15-minute, if it breaks here, one of the reasons why I'm stopping out at the high of the day, and that might seem random, is like it does have room to 315. Like you're in no man's land till 315 on the stock. So it's either this fail break, if it is a fail break at this high here, or you really could be significantly higher. I just was able to get some shares out of BOVESPA before getting a reload, which I'm going to go ahead and do. I just want to rinse and repeat off of this high 104.50. So I'm going to get some orders back in up at the top on Alibaba. And if it gets there, we'll just keep going. If I have to scalp 20 or 30 cents on the way to a move down, we'll go for that. I've seen a lot of people message about Mara today. I think a lot of times you'll always hear us say stay in your lane. One of the tricky, if there's a reason why we don't trade Mara, and this has been true of Riot, this has been true of Mara. Oh, nice, we're coming back into the downside on CRM.
Yes, we are.
I'm just going to get some orders out here before I finish this thought. One of the reasons why, not to speak for both of us, that we find it tricky to trade a Mara and a Riot is when you look at the way that these will move corresponding to Bitcoin, it's one too many indicators to be watching. Like I find I can trade Coinbase and be loosely looking at, I'm looking at what's going on in the NASDAQ, that'll inform me, and I can know what's going on in crypto. But with Mara, sometimes you get outsized moves based on one or two things happening, not necessarily in the overall market, but going on specifically to Bitcoin. And if you're not just laser focused on it, it can be tricky to trade those. So I can't say I've had success trading this in the last 2 years, so I've just tended to stay away from it. I trade Silvergate and I trade Coinbase, and I find that's just worked out better for me. And it's not that we're ignoring it. It's up super strong today, and I get it. Obviously, it's not had the greatest run in the world, but it's having a good day today. We're not trying to avoid it, that's all.
Oh, no. We're not trying to avoid anything right now. We're trying to cover everything.
What's
actually, almost the complete opposite. We just took a nice little profit. Oh, yeah, our thing's still not going. We probably won't have those today, it seems like. Our graphics, which is fine, man. It's 320. Don't worry about it, boys, on there. But we did take another out of Amazon at 43, 44 there, I guess, on Amazon. I know it's hard to see that, but it did come back in. Not super worried about it, but that was a trade that we just took looking for lower. And what we've also given you here today, look at this. Now that I see that level that I call it up, man, unfortunately, I got a bid again. We're just there, and we took it out. We're just bouncing off some of these levels, but that short is still good to go right now on that. We've given you a new trade alert right now as well. Obviously, as we sit here and talk about it, we are giving a new trade alert on Amazon. So I'm into that one against 85.85. Looking for some more shorts, though, right? So 85.70 is my next. Come on. Bring it. Let's go.
Come on,
Holy
Centipede.
shit. We're on fire, guys, honestly. Like, some of these trades that we're making today, it's just like, I don't know. It's been really great. AMD downside, now 35 cents in the money. We just put on this Amazon again. I keep going to hit that button. No mas. Downside right now, 20 cents now in the money. So, yeah, thanks for watching, man. We're going to end the day at our highest spot, it looks like, with only 30 minutes left until the imbalances. Doesn't mean we're going to be over trading yet, but the imbalances are going to change things. Amazon downside, we just took another piece out at 30 as we go. There it is right there. Scalp, 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 and down. Hey, man, 20 cents, 20 cents.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to be able to hold. I mean, look, now we're starting to trend a little bit more to the downside. So I feel hold on to some of these, pay yourselves out. But as you mentioned, we have imbalances in about 30 minutes. We're going to get the early look onset imbalances in about 10 minutes or just less than that. I just got the first, I almost hit the key too. I just got the first leg out at 309 when Netflix broke there. If it really accelerates, maybe not VWAP. I know I said VWAP earlier, but the more I look at how strong this move is, I'm starting to think like 307. If it pulls back $2.50 to $3, I'd be pretty happy with that. But like I said, we're accelerating to the downside. I just got a 139 on CRM. I got to check in on Alibaba because anything that's not pulling back far enough, like we just had a decent pullback on both CRM and Netflix, but Baba, like what? Baba goes 10 cents in that same time. I'm just going to trim Baba, and I'm going to cancel my offers to get more. So You've seen like that adjustment here, like, and the only reason I'm doing this is because the rollover, like a rollover like what I just saw in the market, failing that 11, like this is all I get out of Alibaba, whereas this is what's sort of happening over there on Netflix. And just to go over to like CRM's a New York stock. CRM actually pulls back into VWAP, so I got another leg out there. So like those are really starting to churn to the downside, and BABA is just still strong. So, you know, it's not to say that I'll get out of all of it, but I'm definitely going to get way more out here, tight to 104. We'll just take what we can get. At the end of the day, you want to respect the relative strength that Alibaba has, and quite clearly I didn't enough, both with holding the long and with maybe thinking I could get more out of that short originally. I'll rectify that by getting more out right now. I got to get a trailing stop in here on Micron because I said I would do that. If Micron, you know, sort of failed a higher low here, look for VWAP, put a trailing stop in, so I'll pop that at 54. That's one I haven't added to since 2 o'clock. I think it was one of the first things I shorted after the, not the number, it was the Fed minutes, but I haven't done anything with it, so I'm going to pop a trailing stop in there. I'll just take the 50 pennies if it gives it to me. Or I guess it'll be more like 60 at VWAP.
Yeah, let's go, man. We're in these winners right now. We're in a 50-cent winner right now on AMD. We just took it out right there at VWAP. I mean, this is what scalping's all about for me, man. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it multiple times, and then hit it and don't quit it. Beautiful move right there, down to 67. We just took it out on VWAP. And then we do have, you know, the piece of the pie here as well with Amazon. We just put this trade on for you. And looky what we have right here. A nice little move down on Amazon, now down 40 cents in the money again. So we're going to go 3 for 3 or something like that here today for you in the after show. So hopefully you guys are following. And if not, that's cool. Just like understand why I'm doing some of these trades. And that really is the key to everything, right? We always want you guys to trade your own book, but that's why we do the show. We came up with the show for multiple reasons. I used to sit around and talk to traders that were part of our offices at Day Trade the World, right? All through Africa, all through Europe, all over the place. And it was like, I'm talking about this, but I can't talk to that many. So then we decided to do this. Neil has the same kind of, you know, passion for this as I do, and so does Brendan. We all do, and that's why we're trying to bring you, hey, how's our experience at prop trading, day trading? How can we give this back in a and all that? That's my. We're scalping off certain levels. I see some people asking me questions all the time on Twitter. What are those lines that you have on your charts?
People asking about Ford.
Is Ford moving?
What's
F.
something?
People saying F right now. I mean,
Something's going on.
Why are people saying F right now? I don't know what the
I thought
story
it would
is.
crash or something when I saw that.
No, I think we're okay right now. Frozen. People are saying that. I don't know.
People are saying it's frozen. Mine's working.
If everything
Let's
is,
just kind of go on.
let's just go on.
I thought we had frozen that. That's my bad.
Oh, you did think that? Okay. I'm fine on my stream as well.
Yeah, it looks like we're back. I mean, look, if anything, if you ever see the stream sort of freeze, your best bet is to just refresh. So if you guys are hearing me right now, just quickly hit the refresh. It seems like it was maybe just a hiccup, and we came right back there. But yeah, I see you guys in the chat. Like, we acknowledge it, and the team is always working on it. I see Fahad, I see Mark and Luke and Lucas. All of them are kind of working on things right now. I just took some more shares out, and now I have the last bit of pretty much all of these shorts just to kind of let it ride into 330. So right, when I saw the F, I pulled up Ford because my gut was that you guys were talking about Ford. Then I realized we were talking about the stream. As I stated, I got more shares out of Alibaba. So now it's just either high of the day or we pull back into 103. It's pretty binary for me at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then sort of manually readjust my stop order. I'm going to get my stop through the high of the day here. You're going to see me actually throw an edge A stop, which was pretty cool because our edge A stops end up showing up here. So you can see I'm kind of bidding in front of 103 for a take profit, and then at my stop, that's actually the limit price that it's going to get thrown out to. I'm stopping out the high of the day. I'm crossing up. My limit order will cross all the way to 104, like 77 or whatever. It's weird. When I cross up with a 104.50 stop, let's just say, my limit order is always 66, 77, or 88. Like, I always just kind of go the easy route and put the same number twice. I want to do a similar thing with Netflix where I'm not giving this to the high of the day anymore. As a matter of fact, I kind of just want to trail this one. Once it breaks this next channel, like 308, Once 308 breaks, a trailing stop's going to go into about 308 quarter or 50, and then we'll see how far it can flush. For now, I do want to give it to about 309 and a half. If it comes all the way back up here, I'll just get out. Let's see how far Netflix can flush.
All right, let's go. Yeah, exactly. We're waiting for flushes as well, man. So Neil and I both kind of on the same page here. As I'm not, it's 3:30 right now. I want to thank everybody. We had a record number of likes. Poor Neil, my friend over here, will be doing that chip when it arrives, which is hopefully going to be Friday.
Oh, it's not confirmed.
It's confirmed, but
It's Amazon Prime. I mean,
yeah, it should come. It should come.
didn't you just short Amazon and we're?
I did. Yeah, we're now 50 cents in the money on Amazon.
The irony, of course, is like we're like, look how good it is. We ordered the Packy chip. It's gonna come on Friday because Prime's amazing. And then like right after we ordered it,
Yeah, we selling them now.
and-
Yeah, no bias towards Amazon. I mean,
I love Amazon.
I should check. I'm pretty sure they should like release. I'm pretty sure we might have got like a package a day or something. My wife literally. But there's so many. I don't know. She buys little knickknacks and stuff off there all the time. I don't think we get a package a day.
You should have seen.
That's not right. But.
We just put when my daughter was born, like the wipes on subscription.
Oh yeah, right.
It's just like they're just every single day. It's like wipes are coming to our. Not every day, but like once a
Yeah.
week, wipes will be coming to our house.
I think I have something. I think I like almonds or something. I think I used to have
Chocolate
once.
almonds, bro.
No, not chocolate ones, but I love chocolate. Chocolate almonds is like
Yo, that's.
those things are deadly, boy.
Yeah,
Well, I
like
like pistachios too, man. Pistachios.
I still have some.
Loving those.
I still have pistachios, and we had one of our guests actually brought us some pistachios.
Yeah, sure.
And
Daniel.
My daughter, yeah, Daniel from Yummies,
Yep.
brought
What's
us
up, Dan? What's
pistachios.
up, Daniel?
Well, he brought burgers too as well, but he brought pistachios.
The guy brought the fire.
My 5-year-old daughter, I was about to say bloody love. She loves pistachios.
You could say bloody loves,
but
because of English.
You know what the problem is? She's not trying to actually open them. So like they have to be.
Yeah, oh, she's trying to pop the whole thing, but it's hard when she bites it.
No. It's just that she's like, Daddy, I want to eat pistachios. And then I'm sitting here doing all the work, and she's like, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Daddy,
yeah,
I want more. I'm like, you realize I have to open these one by one. Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
of course she realizes that. That's why you're doing it, bro.
So I was. Oh, let me. Oh no, we don't
It was
have.
easy.
So I was about to hit another one of these things.
Amazon.
So I just rang the register. The second I said trailing stop on Netflix, I got trailed out. So we'll take about a couple of bucks on that last trade. I'm still holding CRM $1 in the money. Still holding BABA, which the second I decide to get out more, it's about $1 in the money. Micron, and I haven't got more of a firm here, but I am now out of Amazon. I don't want to say unfortunately, but I always find when you put a trailing stop in, like the first thing that happens is I get trailed out.
Too?
Did I say Amazon? I meant Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, you showed Netflix. Yeah, all good.
I was on the Netflix chart, but we were just talking about Amazon,
Yes.
so that'll happen to me, man. Like
But this morning I was calling Rivian,
I'm old, man.
AMD, and
I
vice
did that the
versa.
other day for like a full couple of minutes on something. I was for the one stock. I
Oh
forget
yeah,
what
when
it was.
Arun was here.
When Arun was
I
here.
heard Arun really traded the crap out of the markets when he was here.
Don't. To Brendan for the small cap recap.
Something like that.
Hey guys, wow, that was quick. We're going to do an afternoon version of the small cap recap for you as well. A ton of action once again, 2 days in a row for small cap world. Let's give you an update here on two that we were talking about in the pre-market and right at the open this morning. This up here is VVOS. So they get FDA approval on a sleep apnea device. Medical device maker is VVOS. GERN was the other one as well. Blood cancer drug trial did better than expected, came out with positive results. Here is GERN. We were talking about 380, 390, which is this kind of area corresponds with levels back on the daily chart if you zoom out a little bit. So pretty easy fade. It got up to 380 and failed miserably and then struggled with a ton of volume being traded in that area right at the open. Gave you a nice move down to about 310. It's been doing nothing ever since that. This morning, VVOS, halt resume, dipped into 180. Gave you the long, the secondary push. Went all the way up to 3. Took my last out there at 260, 275. And then this was the other one I was kind of keeping my eye on this morning, INM. Now down 5.2%. It was up that much and more in the pre-market. 330 was the level. That was kind of interesting. That tagged it a couple of times in the pre-market, but couldn't get anywhere near that at the open. But that was a great fade if you caught that anywhere on the way down for INM as well, guys. Busy day for small caps. Once again, back to you.
It was a busy day for small caps. I felt like I know the midday guys were all over trading some of those. Sharif does a great job sort of explaining his thought process. I find Luca as well with those small cappers, which frankly, during lunchtime, a lot of times you're going to trade what's moving, right? So you might not always have the big moves happening in some of the bigger cap names. So you look for what's going. I tend to just gravitate towards like what's recently going. And I know one thing, we talk about this for halts. And I always like to look, sometimes if you're not seeing anything going anywhere, I'm not saying right now, but if you don't see anything moving, an indication as to what might be interesting could just be that something shows up on a halt scanner. I know NASDAQ has a page. I just happen to be able to pull this down from my Trade Ideas halt scanner, and you can look to see VVOS, that was one of the big ones, TCBP. And it doesn't mean just because the stock is halting around that you want to trade it. Quite frankly, sometimes the answer is you don't want to trade it, but it can give you a look at what is volatile and what can give you some interesting opportunities if that's your thing. If you just want to stick to your own lane, fair enough, but if it's halting, usually it means something's happening on the stock. I'm going to throw a bid out here. I haven't put a trail in on CRM yet, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to get a bid out, and I should move this in front of 138. Just want to make sure we're getting some profit out there. And then same thing with a firm. I got a trail on Micron because it's not doing anything. So a firm, which is the one that I didn't really add to, I shorted it a couple of times off 10, and that's it. Like it was either press to 10, only short 10, but it cannot seem to break VWAP here. And it's now not really moving, so I'm just going to give it a trail to 980. Once that's in, I'll try to hold it into the imbalances as well. With this reversal and the market basically flat, I'd like to just see how far some of these can go.
All right, I was looking over here at Microsoft because I was like, maybe Microsoft's all the way near the bottom. Look at this out that we had on Microsoft right here. Like that was a crazy out. It ripped all the way back up to 229 almost. We got out 226.30. Huge move back up, so that's nowhere near where I thought it would be. But shout out to Daryl. Oh, yeah, we don't have those things again. Shout out to everybody again. Look at this Amazon trade, man. We just put this guy on, and there it is. Nice move to the downside right there off Amazon. Short, right into there. The carnival is in right now as Amazon continues to make a move to the downside. Like, we just put these on. Explained why I liked them, put them on. So that's that trade. And then again, AMD is going to look very, very similar. There's our top wick for AMD. Holy crap. This one's looking even better right there. So we're just going to chill out and wait to see what is next. And on that note, follow us all on socials. Last weekend, we went on New Year's. I think it was the 30th. We went to a WWE event. It was absolutely fantastic. Cage match was great to watch. That was a hell of a lot of fun. And then this too, I just wanted to show it. We talked about this. This got 46 likes, over 7,000 views right here. These ketchup chips and all dress chips. It was my
ketchup's like 1,000.
Wife went out and got these on purpose because I was talking about it on the show. But these were two that it's not available in the U.S. Both.
So the Lays are good, but
even
I got
all dressed. I like the ruffles.
I actually forget the brand, but there's like a ruffled.
Yes, ruffles.
If you get like a ruffled brand of ketchup chips, it just the flavor's a little better. I found on, not that I'm a connoisseur of chips or anything, but I find ruffled chips hold the flavor a little bit better. So the ketchup chips, if they're ruffled, are way better than just the plain Lays. Not that the Lays are bad. You can't go wrong, but I can be a little bit picky when it comes to those things.
First of all, guys, I mean, you guys are more than welcome enough. Like people say, thank you for the Amazon trade. Look, I mean, it's just about understanding why I took it, right? I mean, the amount of shares that you take, what your outs are, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy with them. You see me celebrate these trades all the time. But for me, trading, and this is going to sound a bit ridiculous because it quite frankly is, trading is for me about tomorrow, not about today. And what I mean by that is like, can I replicate some of these strategies tomorrow that I did today, right? And so that's like, to me, that's what it's all about. It's about being able to try to do that. And like, if the setup is there tomorrow, can I take it again and again and again? Because as much money as I made today, I'm here for tomorrow. So it's about trying to explain to everybody why I took this short. Look at this move down in. We have more than $1 in the money right now off the 200, off some of those highs. So here at Trader TV, we're about education. That's what it's about. Education and entertainment, right? And then let Brendan give you the information. So there's what we're looking at right now. It's a big move down on Amazon. Thank you for the congratulations in the chat, but I want to thank all of you guys for watching us. So without any further ado, let's go over to Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Another one with a big move today, COLL, just taking out the highs here on a volume spike, guys. This thing's up 14% so far today. They restated, I should say, their 2023 financial guidance and moved it higher, which is always a good thing. So nice looking daily chart here for COLL.
So when you see those small cap, always look for ones that, when they make those breaks, that have good-looking daily charts, because those make for interesting swing opportunities. Not to say that you go out and swing COLL, but there was one that was a small cap, that GURN that I was looking at this morning. I think that was the one that I wanted to give a double check. I'll give it a look in just a quick second, but I put a trail in on CRM right now, and I've made this, I do this all the time. We show like 1 and 3 minute charts for execution because it's easier to show you the trades as they're happening when you're scalping it. But I find if I'm taking a trade off a 15-minute chart, I need to show you guys a 15-minute chart, because sometimes things become a heck of a lot more clear when you use a higher time frame. And you can see that absolute brick wall at 140 on CRM, and the absolute, I don't know, what do you want to call it? It's not really a brick wall because it's only touched her a couple of times, 137.50. So I'm going to be on the bid as it gets down to that price and just take it out at the low of the day on CRM. It's up 3%. They cut costs. The market was liking it originally, and there's buyers in this stock. It's already been beaten up enough. It's breaking out technically on the daily chart. So I think there's a limit to how far this one wants to come back into the downside, and then just playing the range is going to be the way to go. But I believe it was GURN. So this is what I wanted to talk about here. It was this name. When you look at GRN that's on our watch list, like this is still above $3 on the daily. This is not some, it's just been going down for 2 straight years, and it's now a penny stock, and it makes one pump, and it's just going to fail. So when you have something stronger like this, it tends to have a better chance to sustain the move, especially when it's held up above previous resistance. So look at it barcoding off 3. If it holds 3 tomorrow, I'll probably be long directly in front of 3 and just give it a 10 to 15 cent stop and see if it can't go there again. Now, I tried the long today. It gave you 40, 50 cents, which is great for a $3 name, but it didn't follow through to the high of the day. And in fact, I trailed out before I even got back to break even. But that 3, that looks awfully good when I look back at the daily chart. If it can start to hold above that, as I just said, I would get out of CRM if it trailed out. So I did just trail out of CRM, 138.70. It looks like we got. It'd be right here. I was going to get out at the low of the day anyways. But sometimes a pattern is as obvious. Not to say that every trade looks like this, but when it's that obvious, you want to make sure you take advantage of it. CRM was on the watch list for a reason. Maybe it's not a good trade tomorrow, but today it gave you that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're doing. We're day traders. We have to be flat, of course, at the end of every single day. So
why is this still on the?
Well, I think it could still get to.
You think
I think
so?
it could still get to bull.
It's 340.
I don't know.
now.
Look, I don't know if it's going to be a bull or not today, but I think there's a chance, anyways.
Okay, I won't.
To
I
get
won't
there.
jinx it. I won't be that guy.
Yeah, I
then.
mean it's an imbalance day, right? Or not an imbalance day, but
was a
the
Fed
imbalances
day,
are
yeah.
coming out, and it's a Fed day, so maybe we'll see some little rally spots there coming through. But let me talk about where I got out. Right, I can't just educate on the way in and not on the way out. So we went short up here. Why? Resistance. Everything was up here. Plus we had some fancy lines that we like to draw on here. But look where we got out. It just came right back into support from 2 o'clock. So I took it out. Came back in. We'll ring the register there, and I don't have it anymore. We're out. So that's that trade. Ring the register on that one as we'll sit here. And unfortunately, it's still going down more, but it came right back in. So I like that out. Now, we did not take this one out. We still have AMD falling down. Look at that take right there. That's a short. These are all shorts. The greens are out. And right here, we're at the same kind of a level. But I'm going to choose to hold AMD short. So I'm going to choose that one instead of Amazon. Just feel like there's a little bit more pressure here. If this does come in, we could get down to this 63, 63.50, possibly even 64. So you know what? We've put on some great trades here for you this afternoon. Hit the like button. We've already set a record for likes today, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, don't rub it in there, Shawn.
Sorry. I mean, yeah. I think we could set the record for more likes on Friday.
I'll tell you this right now.
That's the thing.
We better set a record on Friday because I'm going to be probably
We're going to have a
feeling it.
paramedic on standby. I already know CPR. I'm fully registered and everything.
You know what's interesting about that?
What's up?
I'm going to get myself registered for CPR. And I think we had that conversation before after watching that Bills game. It's like, you have a family.
Oh, for the Bills game.
No, it made me. Yeah. That kind of made me think about that. Not to jump off topic or anything, but as a parent, you just to have that skill.
Yeah.
We were bringing that up. It's just good to be able to know you got it in the back pocket. But we better have the lights on Friday because I'm probably going to be in a bit of pain when we do the end of the day. And also, I'm going to get this out of the way. There's a 0% chance I'm going to be wrapping after eating that chip. It's impossible. I don't think I'd be able to do it. So we'll put that one off to next week. and we'll see what happens there. But thank you guys so much for the support. Everybody loves to see a good train wreck, and I promise you you'll get at least a little bit of that on Friday.
Nah.
Oh, it'll be bad.
That'll be good. All right, guys. The more important thing is, look, we're going to be starting. We have a couple key announcements to make that are coming up very, very soon. So that should be a lot of fun. A lot of things happening.
Yeah.
But what you want to make sure to do is subscribe. So not just like the channel, share the channel, but hit that little subscribe button, because right now we had over 370,000 subscribers. It's 371K. Let's get that. My goal for halfway through the year. It's like I think June 30th will be at 500. So that's going to be what I'm looking to do. So let's get the subscribers up, 371. I'm subscribed. Hopefully you guys are subscribed. Like button, share button, all of that. Get this out there. And then, hey, that's how we grow the community. If you guys, the chat is so important to us because it gives us good trading ideas as well. You know, today, Daryl, you know, we were both short Amazon right now. There was something this morning from Kevin. I think it was AMD. We hit that short as well. So there's a couple good things there. We just want to grow the community as much as possible. So I want to thank everybody for coming back every single day. But hit the subscribe button as this continues to grow. You know, hey, look, you could say I was the 374,000th subscriber, because then when we get to 34 million, you know, you're 10% of the way there.
Exactly. It means you were part of the journey, which everyone loves to be. And I forgot to give credit for something, because I just got out of Micron, but it was at the middle of the day, and I think I was talking about Intel or something. And in that moment, somebody popped up and said, hey, look at Micron instead. And Intel was pretty strong, but Micron was up like 5 or 6%, and I hadn't given it a second look. And because of that, I had forgotten about it. It is on my quote board, but I had forgotten about it. It got mentioned to me, so that when it made a double top, I knew that it was super strong. And when I was looking for shorts in the afternoon, I knew it was at the high of the day. But I would not have seen it if someone hadn't brought it up to me. Now, it's not to say that you're going to take every single trade or look every single stock that someone mentions. However, it's almost impossible to catch everything. That's what we always try to get at. That's why we say, make sure we grow the community. Also, it's fantastic to get separate perspectives. I get to learn from Shawn trading. I get to learn from Brendan in his perspective. I get to learn from Arun in his style. I get to learn from every one of the hosts that we've had, and that's what we get out of a trading floor. And trust me, trading is hard enough, but when you get to learn from other people's mistakes and successes, it just reduces the amount of hours that you have to spend in front of the screen on your particular journey. 5 minutes to the imbalances. I'm just going to tighten up some stop orders because I have some BABA and some firm left. And I'm just going to tighten this up. I'm not giving BABA to the high of the day anymore. Like it's like $1 away from that top.
Let's go over to Brendo.
Already here. Bath and Body Works, guys. I was talking a little bit when we came on this afternoon at 2 o'clock about retail stocks, Macy's specifically doing all kinds of volume. But this one just popping up again. BBWI, 10% on the day when the market is basically flat to slightly lower. Just check out the highs there for this one. BBWI, Macy's as well, even Target having a really nice day.
A couple times today now, Brendan's mentioned to us about retail. So retail continues to be pretty strong, which is kind of funny because I guess it's brick and mortar retail, because Amazon right now just continues to get absolutely crushed, down 1.46%. So much more aggressive than the market, as opposed to a Macy's. But there it is. We're out of Amazon. My only trade today. How many trades do you need to make? You know, good trade there for Amazon. Pretty happy with it. Let's go over to Macy's quickly just to see what's going on. The imbalance is, wow, it's growing right now. Brendan gave it to us about 6 or 7 minutes ago at 370. It's now at 570 to buy. So maybe there is something happening here. There's Macy's straight to the upside. Oh, I'm still on this chart as a big daily chart, or a big minute chart there. But on the daily, yeah, good. You're taking out that 50 period again there. Good little trade. But yeah, wow. Huge move up off 20. So, you know, optionable area there. Nice little bounce off 20 for Macy's. Kind of looks like a short to me, to be honest with you, but nice little trade there.
On the daily,
off
right?
the 50 period. Yeah, right back into $22. So, you know, it could be something there. I don't own any Macy's shares. Something to look at tomorrow. Too late in the day now with only 3 minutes till imbalances, guys.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind with Macy's, and look, this is just a good resource. Like, we're not affiliated with Flow Checker or anything, but if you're ever kind of curious, okay, what's the float on this stock because it's a low float, or what's the short interest? Macy's sits in, you'll always get, it's an estimate. You'll always get a differentiation here, but whether it's 8% or 10%, Macy's does have that short interest, and it is a factor when you're trading it. But when I look at the daily, I mean, I think it's Trader Gorno in the mornings. I don't know if you're still there. He's always telling me to look at Macy's, and I'm like, yeah, not yet, not yet. But now it's trying to break the 50 period. If it fails that break, it does feel like up here at that 21, you've got a shot at a shorting opportunity. And the way that it reacted off this break here today, so it breaks 21, kind of putting in a high. If it reclaims this, you could set up a head and shoulders sort of deal if we gap back to the downside and reject that 21 break. So yeah, I'll be looking at Macy's tomorrow. I like that setup if I can catch it. 2 minutes till imbalances. All I'm doing is holding on to these two. Maybe there's a shot at something to the long side now that the market is bound double bottom. I'd probably look at a meta if that were the case.
Yeah, good trades, man. I mean, we've got some good trades on. He's got the Affirm short, the BOVESPA short. I've got this one on board as well, the AMD short. Still on Macy's. There's really, honestly, guys, there's really not much for I don't know, for either of us to look at right this second. It's only 2 minutes in before we go. The one thing I just remembered now, and I apologize for it, because shout out to Nicole Harris. If you're on board there, you did send a super chat of a couple bucks, and it was CCL, and I completely forgot about it. And so it's, my bad on that one. But yeah, huge move up for CCL. Up 10%. I mean, I was talking about going on a cruise at some point as well. But you know what? As far as a day trade concerned, honestly, like I'm trying to find stocks that are up and around this area or down and around here. This is right in the middle right now. So I think you want to wait for $10 to do any big trading on this name, or you got a great bottom at 8. So whether or not that comes through or not, I think you super chatted us probably pretty early, right around here. CCL hasn't done much. And the other name, I actually hate trading. I mean, I shouldn't say that just because I lost on it once or twice, whatever it was, but XPeng right here hasn't been a great trade for me. And I don't know, today I picked NEO, but yeah, huge move up, has definitely got some bottoms into it here with only now 45 seconds to go. Nothing's going to be in these trades, but it's a huge move up, and you always want to fade off key levels. So there you go, Nicole, $12 again, right? Perfect fade to the downside. So it hits 12 and has been nothing but lower. So, lower, 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 lower as we keep making lower highs.
Yeah, and one name that's very strong, obviously making higher highs for most of the day today, is going to be Netflix. So I'm shifting. Instead of looking at Meta, I'm probably going to look at Netflix. I've got my stop orders in. In about 15 seconds, we'll get the net order imbalances, so you'll see them pop up. We're indicating a small 500 million to buy, but it was 370 maybe a few minutes ago. So in 5 seconds, we'll see what happens. We did get some big ones. I believe it was yesterday. So in 1 second, what do we got here? I just trailed out of something.
Vale.
Yeah, GM's a 1.2 buy. Nothing much, really.
GM had that news today of they sold the most cars in North America.
BAC. Oh, here, Microsoft, 800,000 to buy. Apple, 800,000 to buy. We're probably to the buy side, but it doesn't seem like it's 1.1 billion. That's not bad. I trailed out of something. It looks like that was Alibaba. I don't even see Alibaba on here, so I probably have to scroll down, but I don't see Baba anywhere. Yeah, they're not gigantic imbalances, but I had a trailing stop on Alibaba, so that'll end up being just actually a clean dollar. I was looking to see if it would break down. What an absolute run Baba went on when it broke 100. So if you want to know what it looks like to take $2 or $1.50 and have it look terrible, that's what it looks like, because this stock went double that move. The lesson I try to adhere to this by reversing into the long side today. When the Chinese ADRs get going, program buying, it's always going to go further than you think. It always does this, and I just feel like every time I'm out of the long way too early and looking for shorting opportunities. Not to say that Baba was bad today, but wow, I gave up on this way too early, way too aggressive within the first dollar of 100 break. But it's almost like I'm trained to do it. Like I remember breakouts, 100's breaking, I'm scalping up to 101 every single time. If Apple did it, that's what I do. If it was like Amazon or when it was Google and they were at $100 levels, you're scalping $1. Like you see us all do it over and over again. That was a mistake today, because all I'm doing is giving people entries at that particular point for it to go another $3.
All right, guys, 352. Thank you so much for watching once again here today, and I think we did a great job. I mean, I think every show is a great show. Excuse me. I hope you guys do as well. All right, so just my target here. I only have one position left. Obviously, it's this AMD short. Now 70 cents in the money, 80 cents in the money. Was a lot better down here at 20, but it actually hasn't moved that much. So I'm going to play off 65, 64.50 right there. We break 64.50. We're going to get out of that trade. We are getting close to that level. There's that GHEC, right? So that is that. That's the spin-off.
That's the spin-off.
So the spin-off today is here. So it's here as a buy imbalance for GEHC. So
wait, this makes sense.
that's the GE spin-off. Yeah, because it's also been added, right?
So the S&P 500?
It's a new add to the S&P 500. This could rally here into the close. GEHC. You know, it's already, look at that. Look what happened when it came out. It ripped to 60.40. That's real. So it came out with a huge bid. You saw what happened at 350. Look at this. It went from 58.50 to 59.50. It's already up $1 plus more. So there it is. That probably gets paired off. But wow, what a big move there for GEHC heading into the close, guys.
It's real, and it's spectacular.
Yes. What's that from again?
You're joking. You know that. Come on. This happened. So by the way, it's not. Look, I love Arun. You guys. I mean, obviously we have a lot of fun with each other. But like when Arun was here, there's at least 2 or 3 times, Shawn.
Yeah.
Like I would like a Seinfeld reference I would throw. It's just not a habit, right?
Yeah.
Or a line from The Wire. I'd turn and he's like, huh?
You didn't know
What
Seinfeld?
He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, come on, man. Like,
All right.
you guys know it's.
Yeah, everyone knows. I mean,
That's like the greatest comedy show of all time, is it not? Right?
What, Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, #1.
I would think so. I mean, I really like The Office. I mean, I think it depends on what you're into, but I really like the
Office
I really
is
like,
top 5.
I really like Seinfeld. I mean,
Rick and
Seinfeld-
Morty's great too. Brad just shouted out Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. That's a genius cartoon, to be sure. Like I put Rick and Morty above. People might like this. I think Rick and Morty goes above The Simpsons. I think Rick and Morty goes above Family Guy or any of that other nonsense. It's one of the greatest animated comedies.
I don't know
that
enough
you'll see.
about Rick and Morty. I'm going to be the first
I
one to
think
tell
you'd
you.
really
that.
like it, man. Like you'd probably be into it. You don't have to be a nerd to like Rick
We
and
got
Morty.
my kid. We went. Well, this is my kid Baxter. I mean, he was like probably 16 or 17 at this point. So he didn't. He forgot. We went up north to a cottage. And he forgot his bathing suit. But then my parents were coming up, so I was like, yo, stop at like a Walmart or something, pick this guy up a
no, they
bathing suit.
didn't.
They had no idea. So they picked him up a bathing suit, and it was Mr. Pickle or something?
Yes.
Like, so the bathing suit had all these pickles on it. And I was like, what is
Pickle
going on?
Rick.
Yeah, and then he knew who it
Pickle
was.
Rick.
And he was like, oh yeah, he likes the Pickle Rick. So I was like, okay, pretty cool there. But that was just a little tidbit there. That's
You'll die if you want.
That's my Rick and Morty experience.
Even just thinking about it, like there's so many episodes I could talk about. Like, oh my goodness.
But
Like,
it's 18 or plus, is it, or what? Is
Oh yeah, it's not for kids.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
well, I'll watch it at
goodness,
night.
no.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, like my daughter can't watch that. Like
we
at
have
all.
HBO. We have all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I can find it streaming somewhere. So. All right.
Oh, I just got trailed out of my last one. So I just got out of a firm. A firm broke 980, so we're out of that one. I'll trade $10 off a firm tomorrow if it wants to hang out there. But we're going to Brendo.
Maybe one for tomorrow, guys, to have a look at. Peloton just popping back up on volume here. Huge day. Peloton up 8% on the day, trying to get back to day highs. There was a positive note from Bernstein today on not only the price target, but also more demand to come heading into the new year. So Peloton trying to bounce and fill this gap, in fact, right at the close here today for Peloton, guys.
GEHC has some tape teleportation here.
It's getting right
now. Shout out to my guy Luca over there. But yeah, nice little move upside as it's still getting paired off right now. So 355 just happened. So not much pair off at all for GEHC. I mean, it was about, what was it, 3.6 or so? Now you're down to 2.8. So there is, add this up, you got about 9 million or so in shares that need to get done here at the close. So it's only done 14 million. So the fact that you're going to see a 9 million share print means that this should get going to the upside. The problem is, I feel like you've missed it. If you're not long down here somewhere, you know, if this all of a sudden, if someone says, you know what, I'm long from down here, I'm long from here, and I want to get out of my shares, they'll put it into the mock, and it'll change this. But that's okay. It still is ripping to the upside. So, hey, man, if you have this, good on you. We are almost out of our AMD here. I put 64.60, not 64.50, so a little bit of a move back up, and we'll take this out. But for right now, it's all eyes on this GEHC to see where this thing prints. Now taking out days, well, the day's high is these huge prints right here or off the open. But that 60.30, let's see what happens there. That's where it stopped. That could be maybe where the print's coming. Let's see.
Yeah, I actually just saw something. I'm a little bit, by the way, things will pair off at specific times. So watch out for that at like 58 and 59 on GEHC. It could do a reversal. I think I'm not going to chase it up here at all. But there was a good point about Peloton. I love the way someone was thinking there, where they're just sort of saying, hey, I wonder if they're going to have a good first quarter because New Year's and more sales. Like, that'll probably take some time to fill in for them if people were getting those subscriptions or ordering it up. If anything, I still feel that Peloton's best path is going to be that someone likes them and sees the value, and maybe it can get down to like $5 before that happens. But it's got a long way to run before it runs into any obvious resistance, A, at $10, and that's also B, the 50 period. So it is worth watching tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to go up because of holiday sales or subscriptions or anything, but this is actually making a bit of a decent bottom here, and it's got room to rally if it were to go. It's got a bit of a short interest as well. $10 is a reasonable target. $9 could set up for a break tomorrow if this market could sustain strength, and it looks like we made the right call because I was ready to turn it to the bear, and we held out all day long, and we're back to green, at least on the NASDAQ.
I know you were turning it to bear. No, you were doing it.
I had like 6 shorts on, and they were all starting to work. And I'm like, I should change it to the bear.
You're like more like the power of positive thinking. I think. Like if you got the short in there, then the bear would. Yeah, I get it. But
it doesn't actually work that way.
I had no idea. I mean, honestly, if I would have thought that would have happened, I mean, we would have just gone long the Qs or something like that. But I mean, ultimately, it's just how volatile the day's been and how volatile a lot of these days. It was just like there was still a really good chance for the market to get green. So there it is right now. What a funny little move there. I said that we're going to go right back to 60-30 on
it's
GEHC. Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly where it went. Went to 60-30 and stopped again. So so far so good on that one. We only have a minute and a half. Thank you again for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share as we're getting ready to rock and roll here. But all right, VNO now up there, GEHC, Vale, Citigroup, so on and so forth. Let's watch to see what happens on the pair. We should get about a 9 million share or so print here at the close, and you can see what's happened. But look where this was when it came out. We were down here at 58.50. Comes out a buy, shoots up about $1.80 right now to 60.30. So yeah, big time movement to the upside here on GEHC. With only a minute left, it's still going to run, boys. We still got a 1.5 on here. Still going to go up until that's gone. And if it's not gone until the close, we're going to see some fireworks. So here it comes. Nice little upside move for GEHC. Starting to go longer, longer, longer. We've seen this before. There's GEHC. We'll keep it highlighted. As we now kneel, we only have 40 seconds left.
Yeah, those tracking the S&P 500 got to buy this stock if that's what they're doing, sort of passively or actively doing so. And they got 30 seconds. I don't see who's going to be on the bell, but it's lowered. Fahad is literally eating a plate full of food as he moseys on over to ring the bell.
Fahad don't care, bro.
Fahad doesn't care. He's multitasking. But you know what? I'm not criticizing Fahad because he is going to join me on Friday for the Packy Chip Challenge.
Jeez.
So I hope we ordered 2.
We did.
What a good wingman. Like, he's not going to, the countdown's not going to work.
I'd like to do it, but it's like,
so
oh my God.
I'm going to count you down here, Fahad, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and put it on him 1. The countdown doesn't work. There we go. So Fahad, my name man.
60.49s.
So do we actually get the?
Yeah, the print came at 60.50. Okay. So there it is.
Do you have it?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So 60.49. Oh, it's on my screen right now. I thought we're on. So 60.49 prints up at the high of the day, and now we're not on my screen anymore. But a big move for GEHC at the end. What a great debut it had on this spinoff. Just like Mobileye, incredibly successful. I guess we'll see exactly how we ended up so close to 11,000 actually on the NASDAQ.
All right. What a
positive day, guys. To end things off here, we'll have a look at how the overall market ends the day. Here's a look. 0.72 for the S&P 500, 0.06 there for the Dow, the NASDAQ, 0.42, TSX 0.62 here in Toronto. So positive. We'll take it. Yeah, 5%. If anyone was keeping score, 5% downside for crude oil today.
Yeah. All righty then. Yeah, nice little move down for crude oil. Wow, yeah, down 5%. We were going to look at XOM, but we never did. I did look at it, and we did have a bottom there, but I missed it, so we moved off of it. All right, wow. You hear everybody excited behind us. I think maybe some traders had that GEHC there. Oh, yeah. You know, as a prop floor, we want to take advantage of those kind of moves. So obviously when there's a liquidity event like that, there are traders that are all over that. So a big thank you to Fahad today. I know we've had some issues with some of these graphics and things like that into the close, but big thanks for that. Prad, pretty good. I think he was pretty much on the board the whole day.
I think he did a great job today.
Great job there today, obviously, for Prad, as we knew he would have a great day. So that's good. And thanks, Brendo, one more time for everything. And then Bears versus Bulls, great job today. Moderating as per usual.
Can I send a special thank you? I want to send a special thank you to the midday guys for needlessly pumping you guys and getting you guys motivated for the likes. And
great job.
I just want Sharif and Luca to know that I hold them 100% responsible for everything that happens to me on Friday. So there you go.
Maybe we'll see if we can get one. I mean, I don't think Sharif or Luca or anybody wants to do the chip. So
Nah.
we'll
I strongly suggest they
we'll
don't.
See.
So.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I strongly suggest everyone does it. Microsoft's 4.4%, its biggest one-day drop since October, but October's not that long ago. So. All right, thank you once again for everything here today, man. Thanks, Brendo, for all the news. It was good. We had FOMC minutes today. So anything tomorrow?
No, but we get some more inflation. Wait, tomorrow's Thursday. Friday, we'll get more inflation data, guys. So more economic to come this week as well.
Good. Okay, yeah, well, we'll look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching again, guys, and thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the subscriptions, everything. It's been a blast. We're going to do this all again tomorrow. Stay tuned for our trade of the day. It's coming up next. But for everybody here at Trader TV Live, that's Neil, that's Brendan, and I'm Shawn. And we'll check you guys tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao.